Welcome. This is Tom.
Mike.
AM.
In the PM.
HUDradio.com, live from the BMW of Atlantic City Studios. BMW right off exit 17 of the Parkway. Find them online, BMW of AtlanticCity.com. Tom Arnone, Michael Mataraki, Greg Milakovic, Rob Povey on the ones and twos. Every Wednesday night, we're brought to you by our certified public accountant. Make them yours. Gibson Mayer LLC. Find them on the web. GibsonMayer.com. Back for the three-peat.
Well, you know what this is,
like Jordan in his prime. GibsonMayer.com.
This is Giants week, so not only am I graced by Mr. Gibson at the tailgate, you get Mr. Mayer as well.
Oh, a little double dip?
Well, that Giants fan, Jabrone.
The Gibson and the Mayer.
Am I allowed to call a sponsor Jabrone?
Oh, yeah. When it's Giants
week? When he's a Giants guy, yes.
Hell yeah. Gloves off.
I love him to death, but he's a Giants fan.
Listen, love's out the window.
I'll catch hell for this one. I love it.
Time permitting, we'll get in with 18 of the current NCAA top 25 teams, currently sporting an undefeated 3-0 records. Who's a current favorite to get into the bowls, the 4 into the BCS championship games? Right? Who are the 4? We'll go over that later on in the show. It is the BCS, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, BCS.
Okay.
Here you
go. They changed it up on it. Top potential free agent pitchers available this all season for the Phillies. A little Darvish, Pineda, Arrieta. I got zero time for. We got a ton of names for you there. We'll get into later on.
I had a little curveball thrown into that about an hour ago. Blue Jays just extended Marco Estrada 1 year and $14 million.
Yeah, well, smart move out of them.
Yep, absolutely.
Phil's continuing to give time to prospect Nick Williams, Hoskins, Alfaro, Crawford. Way too early predictions for 2018. We were just talking about before we got rolling here tonight. We'll get into some Phils later on.
Jazzed up.
NFL Week in Review like we do. Most surprising game. Which result was most predictable? Which individual stop it, stood out the most? And which stud turned into Week 2 performance more worthy of a dud? But forget all that. Forget all the rest of the garbage. That's later on.
Because we're coming in hot right now.
We got to talk about what positives did you see Eagles-Chiefs over the weekend.
And we got to talk about balance.
And a lot of freaking balance talk tonight, and some of us will shut the people up, and the others will make the people dumber. And it's just how it's going to work tonight, because it's a one-sided freaking argument about balance. We'll get into that. But our poll question brought to you by Scanzano Sports. Find them on the web, scanzanosports.com. What do the Eagles need to address the most in order to beat the Giants on Sunday? O-line, running game, depleted secondary, other. Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. HUD Radio is where you can find us. We'll be answering all your questions as well on both. Mike Grolakis. I can't even say names right. Mike Grolakis. I think I got it right, Mike. What up? What up, Mike?
What's up, Mike?
What's up?
Zeke, man. Joel Embiid, not clear for 5-on-5. What a fucking surprise. I just read it how it is. I read what's on the prompter.
Come on.
I don't believe for 1 second he hasn't been cleared. I believe that until the situation with the contract, like we talked about last week, is resolved one way or the other, the Sixers are just basically going to tell him, you stay home. They're not having it. My opinion only, but I like to think I'm educated enough in these situations to smell a rat when a rat exists.
Yeah, I don't buy into it. I can't even get into that right now because I'll blow a gasket.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get into it. Yet. But our poll question, what do we need to do? What needs to be addressed and clean up in order to beat the Giants Sunday? It is Giants week. O-line, running game, depleted secondary. Gentlemen?
I'll say O-line because I think O-line runs into the running game, and O-line runs into everything else that goes on. We talked about in our previews for however long we talked about it, the O-line and the defensive line you thought were going to be the stars of this team on both sides of the ball, and they were going to help establish what the offense was trying to do. Well, so far, the defensive line has done its job.
The defensive line's been amazing.
They've played great. The offensive line isn't there. And, it is what it is.
Mike Akis. Mike Akis, right?
What did he do?
Right?
Give you the phonetic spelling?
Did I get it?
Attaboy, Mike.
Right? You're more of the
Grolakis. Yeah, he's a Greek guy.
Yeah, I know he's a Greek guy. But listen, I'm not a Greek guy. So
he might not even know. Does he own a diner? Let's go do a show.
He said you fucking murdered my last name. Laugh out loud.
Can a brother get some chicken croquettes up in here?
Zach Boylan, just to get some of the comments so we can continue. I know it's a small sample size, but Rasul Douglas played well on Sunday, tackled very well, close to the ball.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought he showed up real well. Graded out real high, as the coaches like to say.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Greg, I'm going to agree with you. I think For me, it is the O-line because obviously the lack of running game, sure you got to put some of that on the running backs. A lot of it's got to go to the O-line. And we thought before the season this could be one of the top 5 O-lines in the league. You're hearing whispers at the end of practice today that Chance Warmack may finally be cracking the starting lineup. Samalo's coming out. For me, he was the problem on Sunday. I mean, the Birds gave up 6 sacks. Samalo got beat on 4 of them. They could only run to the left side if they ran outside of Peters. Anything coming inside of Peters or between Kelsey and Samalo was a brick wall. I mean, and we talked about it, Tommy and I talked about it last week while you were hanging with the folks, that it was going to have to be a Sproles game. And what we saw was 10 carries out of Sproles, most effective running outside of the tackle. So for me, if you want to get Blunt and Smallwood going, it's got to be the O-line, and it's got to be the middle of the O-line, specifically Samalo. Obviously, you're not going to touch Kelsey at this point, but Samalo, Brooks kind of have to pick it up a little bit. The question that I would have, though, is if you go back and you watch the film again, if you're Kelsey and you know that Samalo is struggling and you don't have somebody lined up directly over top of you, when you snap the ball, why is your first move right instead of left? Why would you not double on the left side first and make sure Samalo's guy is sealed before you spin back around and start looking the other way? So, to me, it's O-line, it's Samalo's performance, and maybe a little bit of Kelsey's calls.
Yeah, well, Warmack needs a chance to play.
He does.
Too. I mean, you don't have to put the young kid in this situation right now. Keep working on things. Work on things. You got, Warmack. I think is better right now for this football team, and a football team that I think is trying to win right this second.
I see what you did there. Chance. Warmack needs a chance.
Yeah, he just needs one.
I was.
Warmack is a chance.
And Mike said Peters didn't play great last week by no means,
no.
and he didn't.
No.
Not by any stretch. He struggled. And listen, he needs to be better. He has to be better. That's the blind side. That's the biggest part. You pay that guy a lot of money
and
to
he's
get
the
the
big
job
dog.
done over there.
And he's the big dog.
And he is the big dog. And and that offensive line goes as Peters goes for the most part. And through his tenure here.
Yeah.
When he's on the field, that offensive line is one of the best ones in football, and that's why Pro Football Focus and other outlets put out, hey, number 1 O-line in football. Did we agree with it? We didn't get cute and say they're 1. Okay, start of the season, you want to have them top 5, fine. But it's because of Peters, right? Lane Johnson's got to play better. They all do as a whole. But I think the offensive line, pass protection has to be better. We went in the last week knowing what it was. It was what it was. No, Eric Berry, I'm gonna throw the football. Different weeks are going to determine different things on how you're going to attack teams, right? I remember playing Washington one year, 2 years ago, depleted secondary. We threw the ball the whole time, and people got mad. Well, they're missing they're starting corners. Why would we not throw the ball all day? Make the other guys beat you. Now, I'm not saying you don't need a balance, but I think for this week, offensive line's got to play well against a really good front four with the New York Giants. Mm-hmm. Okay, Pierre-Paul.
Giants are going to be a little desperate.
Real desperate game for them.
And their secondary is good, too. So Carson's going to need that time.
Well,
Kelsey is a bum, Mike. He is. Listen, I stuck up for this guy for a long time, Jason Kelsey. I'm done sticking up for the guy. He hasn't got it done consistently enough, and I would say he was out of his prime 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, you know how I feel. I've been calling for him to go for a year now. So
who do you put at center now for that fix? That's
Wiz.
The problem.
Right now, today, I have no idea. I mean,
Wiz. It's Wiz.
Wisniewski, but give me like Hank Fraley or Bubba Miller. Give me a big, fat, 310-pound guy who's going to snap the ball in and not get moved.
And that Mike's saying the same thing. He gets blown off the ball pretty much is what he's saying. He gets blown off the ball in pass protection. And that's because he's a smaller, undersized guy.
Yeah, he's a Chip
and
Kelly.
You can line a guy up over top of him. That's a big D tackle, some moose knuck, or line him up in the gap right next to him and say, go to work on him and eat him up all day. You know what I mean? And it's simple, but guess what? Bounce real quick. You put the ball in your best player's hands, and that's Carson Wentz. But let me go to a ton of questions. I got tons of them.
The one thing I will say is, again, going back and watching that film from Sunday, out of the 6 sacks, like I said, Samalo gave up 4 of them. There were 2, though, that he's back there, and I'm counting it off, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, and he's still looking. He's got to be a little more decisive. Even if it means throwing the ball away, you got to get it out in 3 seconds. At most.
Listen, he's gotten a free pass around here. I mean, he's got a free pass. And at some point, the pass is going to run its course. Not yet. But you're right. He does need to get quicker, right? And I have no problem. I think it's every young quarterback that knows they have the legs.
Sure.
Dak's doing
I don't want to take
Goff's
a chance.
doing it.
I don't want to take a chance because I can run with the football too. I can maneuver in the pocket really well. And listen, the goods do it. People want to rag on Stafford. That's what he does well in the pocket. He moves really well in the pocket.
Yeah.
Rodgers, that's his biggest asset is his ability to move around in the pocket. And that's the kind of thing you see from Wentz.
Yeah.
And over time, he'll make better decisions quicker, but then he's always going to fall back to him, and that's fine. But roll the pocket then.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Do different things instead of just staying in, like Mike's saying, the same spot for 4 or 5 seconds. And then, we can sit here and crush the O-line. But it's like, who's blocking that? Dallas O-line isn't blocking that.
Yeah.
So, real quick, let's get to a bunch
ahead.
of them before I get to two. I have too many.
Too many is never a bad thing.
No. Zeke says he just wanted to throw me off with the Sixers talk. You did, Zeke, man. Jeremy Beelan, who I talked to on the phone tonight, going to join us in here next Wednesday. I'm going secondary. Got to stop those wideouts at the line, jam and pressure Eli. Obviously, then blah blah blah. So that's an easy one.
Yeah.
In terms of that, yeah, our secondary has to play well. Alex Ocasio, shout out to y'all for getting me through work shift right now. LOL. Hey, we got you.
What up, Alex?
We're
What's
here
up, Alex?
for the fan, by the fans. It's what we're here to do.
It's what we do. I just rolled in from work, as you say.
Yeah, just hustlers. Zach Boylan. And Carson has bailed out any Eagles fan that doesn't believe in this guy is a damn fool. He is in his second year and a great leader, toughness. Yeah, I mean, listen, you're talking to a guy who said he's the best quarterback in this division, so you don't got to preach to me. You might have to preach to other guys, not on this show, I don't think, when it comes to that, right?
I got a few over here, too.
Mike said should have never got rid of Jamal Jackson. Chip? Yeah, Jamal Jackson.
Except that Jamal's like 42 now.
Yeah, now,
like
but still.
90.
Right.
Ralph Delvecchio, what's up, boys? What up, Ralph?
Ralph.
Time to beat the bricks off the Giants.
That's the
And
goal.
Mike Wentz holding the ball too long. That's true in both games so far.
Right.
And we'll get to the rest in a few minutes.
All right, J Lash 90. Eagles get back on track this week. I agree.
What up, Lash, man?
Coop 11. This game scares me. It screams trap game. I don't think your home opener could be a trap.
Trap.
Trap?
I got a chance to go 2-0 to division and
You're-
separate myself
say
early on. Let's go.
Your home opener against a divisional opponent. I don't know if it's a trap game.
Listen, Daddy, if that's a trap game, stop playing the game.
Actually-
I mean, just retire, hand
No.
the jerseys, and it's over. Thanks for coming.
If anything was a trap game.
Time for the scrubs.
If anything was a trap game last week.
Scab,
last
scrubs,
last
whatever.
week would have been the trap game. If Kansas City wasn't quite as good of an opponent, you beat a division foe on the road, and then you have your home opener against a division foe, and then you're going on the road against an AFC team, that would have been the trap, except for the fact that Kansas City's freaking awesome right now.
Side point real quick. Have you guys seen the 30 for 30 Year of the Scab?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I got to get
Is
into
it?
You
it.
said scab and it just made it.
Yeah,
turned into
well,
my
that's
head.
what the 30 for 30s do. What if I told you?
Fantastic.
What if I told you there's a scab on your leg?
David Roscoe,
I'd pick it.
my Rams sucked. My Rams sucked last Sunday, and my Chargers are 0-2.
You got double dip?
Are you chiming in from Los Angeles, David? If you are,
I love you.
Let
I love
us
you, brother.
know.
Love you. Invite me out sometime. You got a house.
Meanwhile,
I can stay with.
We got 2 trips to make.
I'm not trying to walk in naked.
We got 2
to
trips to
somebody
make.
to the wrong house or nothing. But if you're inviting people, no, from the post last night.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's an animal. That guy's a savage. Just walking in people's houses naked. What's his name again? I don't remember his name. What is it?
I don't remember.
You know what I'm talking about? We'll get it. I'll find it.
How savage.
I'll find it. Go ahead. Is that all? Is that all?
I'm
there
good
right
for right now, yeah.
now? All right. Mike says enough wide receiver bubble screens. These wide receivers are here to catch the ball, not block. Yeah, I agree with you. You don't have to run it like 5-6 times a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You do it a little bit, but that's also the West Coast offense in a way, and that's also considered their running game.
Yeah, bubble screen is a run.
And short passes. We got to remember who's here too. We can't forget the man who's here is an Andy Disciple to a point. A West Coast guy. He's a West Coast guy. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what they do is they like to sling the ball around the yard a little bit. And that's why you go, what do you do when you bring a West Coast guy in? Michael? Greg, what do you do when you bring a West Coast guy in? What kind of guy do you go to draft right away? You got a top pick.
You get your quarterback.
No question. You don't go draft the running back there.
No, but you still need to run the ball a little bit.
Well, who's that on? That's on Howie Roseman.
It's on a couple people.
No, because he's done this twice. He's done this twice. Don't start.
No,
He's
I'm
done
with you
this
on
twice.
Roseman. I'm
Look,
with you on
Eric Braun and
Roseman.
DeMarco Murray are twins. They're twinsies, because both teams ran the bricks off in the year before.
2 weeks ago,
we got slapped.
2 weeks
We got
ago,
slapped.
you were begging for LeGarrette Blount to stay on this team.
No, I think he should be on the team. Yeah, but you think he's in. I told you in the video when we signed him. Relax, Eagles fans.
I didn't
There ain't
even
no
want him.
bowl out of him.
I didn't even
there ain't
want
no
him.
Super Bowl.
No.
They still put you on Broad Street.
It's not. Absolutely not.
Shit.
It's a jinx. It's the number 29.
Oh, it's a problem.
It's the reverse Belichick.
But it's a Dalvin Cook is sitting there with a chance to get him, and that's a pass.
There you
that's
go.
a pass.
There you go.
So you never want to
Oh, so wait. Now all of a sudden my Dalvin Cook pick was smart.
every Dalvin Cook pick was smart.
There was no
Shit,
wrong. There was no wrong Dalvin Cook
Watch
pick.
22 seconds of Dalvin Cook in college, and Dalvin Cook's a good pick whenever you get him.
There was no wrong McCaffrey or Dalvin Cook pick.
Oh, Giants outright, Sean Spielman. What? Giants outright, he says.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah,
Sean.
come on. I'll take the money. I'll give you an outright. No shot. And then they will be hungry
Can
this
I
week, though.
share a little something with you boys real quick?
Oh,
Bill?
William Whitesick, great. Love the show. Great job.
Awesome.
Thanks, Will.
Thanks, Will. So
Thanks, Will.
This,
I gotta
this
read
whole
off some
this
of
whole
them.
balance thing, okay?
Love it.
Everybody knows that this is a passing league, okay? Balance is not 50-50. If you want balance, you're maybe 60-40 or 65-35. Most teams tend to lean 70-30 now.
But we're not even that.
But here's the thing. Okay, fine. Even if we're not, but,
I agree with you.
all right. But let me run something by you here. So last week, Kansas City, and this includes all the quarterback scrambles. Okay, Kansas City was 19 for 112, and what was it? 52 of it came on one Kareem Hunt carry. Birds were 17 for 109. There's not a big disparity there. Now, granted, it's Andy and Doug, and I get it. You know,
But here's the disparity. Alex Smith only threw 28 times, not 46.
Okay, but
and it's the same game. It was a 6-3 game until the last 5 minutes of the actual gameplay.
Understood, but here's the thing. The object of running the ball is what? It's two things. One, keep guys off your quarterback. Two, control the clock. Birds one time of possession.
I get that. I get that.
All right, and let me go back to the Washington game real quick. And this is not just for you. I know I'm looking at you.
No.
But it's
Like
for
Mike said,
people, too.
60-40 is perfect. He's a guy who's a 60-40
And
guy.
I'm okay with that. I don't
Yeah.
need 50-50.
No, anybody thinks 50-50 is delusional.
But
delusional. Go back
again,
to
going back to the-
1982, Dad.
back to the
Go
West
back to
Coast.
1982. You know, put the freaking antenna up on your goddamn TV. You can't get reception. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. You got the guy. You went and got the goddamn guy. When I go get my guy, let's go. Let's go. It's one thing.
But the other part of the West Coast offense is the play-action pass. And you can't play-action pass when you don't run the ball.
Well, when you listen, the offensive line hasn't been consistent. When you're not getting big holes, it's hard to run the ball.
Well, there
so
you
what do
go.
you lean back to?
There you go.
What do you go
Okay.
back to? Your
It
best
goes back
player.
to the offensive line. But here's the thing. So, to your point, though, you look at week one.
It's gonna be wild.
All right. Week one, Birds were 24 for 58. I mean, that's a little over 2 yards a carry. Redskins were only 17 for 64, and another big chunk of that was one Chris Thompson run. So, I mean, they ran the ball 7 more times than their opponent. Everybody wants to bitch and moan that the Eagles have no running game. They ran the ball 7 more times than their opponent. Now, if you want to complain that the Eagles aren't getting big chunk yardage in the running game, I'm not going to disagree with you there. They need better blocking up front. But it's not even you. I mean it's him. It's him. But it's them too. All these people. And you got these two jackasses standing outside the Novacare complex yesterday.
I just think that was funny.
With a sign that says "Run the ball."
And he threw a screen pass around it, by the way.
You know what my sign says? Get a job.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
Go home.
here's the thing, though, because it's not just one thing. You're right. The offensive line has been putrid so far.
Yeah.
You obviously don't have the talent running backs you thought you have.
Yeah.
And we ran away from it. So there's a three-prong
But
effect.
you say run away from it. I
There's
say
a three-
game plan.
But, okay,
I say
game plan, run
plan.
away from it. If
Listen,
you're right,
listen.
if the first two
You're
aren't
gonna-
working,
you
if
say
the first two
tomato,
aren't
I say
working,
tomato.
then yes, you do go away from it. But in those last 2 drives, Carson got hammered because there was no threat of even a thought of, maybe they will run.
Well, who's
draw.
down in a football game?
Okay, well, yeah. Now you're down.
Okay.
But you don't see teams down run a draw.
No, I'm not saying
to
you
try and get.
I'm not saying you do. But
listen.
I care at the end of the day about one thing, and that's wins. Right? Wins, losses is all that matters.
Right.
So it's a W.
And we lost.
It's a W, and it's a loss. So things are
Right.
going to be magnified in this
Absolutely.
city, and I get it.
No doubt.
But as a whole in this city, like I said in the video last night, if we do not give this man time, okay, and we're hungry to run him out of town for what we hear in a press conference or the way he talks or forever other bullshit we can come up with, okay, that's the worst thing we can do as an organization and the worst thing we can do for Carson Wentz. The worst. And if you think otherwise, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
But what if he's just not the guy?
Who says not the guy? I think his players. I think he responds to his players, and his players respond to him.
But
I think they do. I think they do.
Everyone got on me because I was a 7-9 guy, right?
Okay.
Rob says Corey fucking Clement. Where is he? You know,
Did he dress this week?
Yeah.
I didn't see much.
Oh,
of
just
this.
throwing-
but
I'm throwing that.
he's fourth on the depth chart. I mean,
Right.
what do you guys want out of
If
this?
LeGarrette Blount didn't get a carry, why would
Hold
Clement?
your thought for a second. I just want to read a couple out so we
Yeah,
can get
go
through
ahead.
it. Vinny Massington. What up, Vinny?
Vinny.
Giants stink. If you want to watch all the games, Stream Smart Vinny. StreamSmart.com. Use the HUD promo code. Toss it in there.
Vinny's just a walking advertisement. I love it.
No, I
love it.
I love Vinny. Jeremy Beelin would have loved Cook as well. Brandon Cook.
I would take Brandon Cooks, too.
Zach Boylan. D-line going to eat Giants. Eli going to have Brandon Graham in his chest all night. Nice. Like it. Spielman. Zach in the Eagles line is good? Question mark. Both O-lines suck worse than the Kardashians in an NBA locker room.
See, now here's what's funny though, and I'll just go right out with it right now. Everyone says both O-lines suck, and that's fine. I agree with that. This game's going to wind up 38-28 Birds.
No, our O-line's a hell of a lot better than their O-line.
Well, yeah, but
Their O-line's a problem.
I mean, when Detroit has a pass rush, you know you're bad.
Yeah, on the road, you know you're bad.
although Ziggy was channeling his inner
was
Steve Young playground.
Was getting jiggy with it.
We'll get to all your scores later on, even though I want you
Yeah.
putting them in there because you win a $25 Visa gift card and a special wiffle ball
Uh-oh.
signed by yours truly.
Uh-oh.
Just a little something that you can have.
whoa,
You can put in your
whoa.
man cave. You can put it's going to be a special wiffle
Oh,
ball.
yeah.
Hold on.
Special.
We will get.
Title of the show is Tom and Mike.
Well,
I'm signing that ball.
You can sign the ball. You can sign it. Nobody's stopping you from signing the ball. I was just like, I don't know if you want you. I don't know. I don't know how much you charge the people. I don't know how much you're going to charge a guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know your rate.
I'll sign for free.
Okay, I didn't know your rate. I'm not here to put anybody's name on any ball.
Who gets the sweet spot?
Who
gets the sweet spot?
Who's staying inside the seams? Who's staying inside the ball?
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's what you do. You sign first, okay? And I'll just take whatever space is left.
There will be photos for authenticity of that ball.
And maybe even like a little stamp that we peeled off of my autographed Bobby Abreu bat.
Rob, I understand. He says, Tom, when the defense knows you're going to pass it, it makes it much harder on the QB. And that, much easier for the defense. I get all that. I'm not at no point have I said to not run the football. All I'm saying is the balance you look at after the game doesn't always reflect on what's going on in the game. That's all. That's what it comes down to a point, too. Game plans are going to dictate. There might be a couple games this year where we run over 20 times a game. But guess what? I guarantee them games, we got the lead in, okay? Different things are going to go over different games. Okay, you're going to have a lead in the fourth quarter. Now I'm going to run the ball a little bit more, right? So now my balance is going to look cleaner on paper for the people. Okay? That's what drives me crazy.
Yeah, but we were in this game. Like, you didn't have to totally abandon the run.
And listen, I don't know.
If you look at
Listen, they obviously felt like Isaac was getting blown up. They obviously felt that left side of the line was getting blown up so bad that they had to go away from it.
Well, they're the ones that drafted him early, 3 rounds early last year. They're the ones that traded up to draft him.
Yeah, and Mike said the same thing. Run the ball comes down to situational football. Not every game will be the same. Yeah, I'm not saying I agree with abandoning the run or any of that stuff. I just say that my best player is 11. Like, he's always going to throw the ball a lot. I just think people are reacting. Oh, look, you're going to get him killed. Was he a baby? Is he a child? Is he a freaking infant? He's a grown-ass man getting paid millions of dollars. He'll be okay.
Getting hit by bigger grown-ass men.
Well, the big grown men who were paid to protect his ass need to be big grown men.
Well, there you go.
Well, that's who we're pointing at from the poll question.
Absolutely.
It all full freaking circle.
You're damn right it
Go,
does.
we're back on the same team.
I got some.
No, for now.
I got some over here. Eric R. Establish the run. Wentz needs to get the ball out quicker. Agree completely.
Definitely.
David Rosca, Thursday Night Football, Rams will win. David, you are a diehard LA guy, and I love you.
Is he? Did he confirm? Is he
did
in
not
LA?
confirm. I want him to confirm. Todd Womack, what's good, guys? Our O-line
Ty.
is a C minus.
Ty?
The Giants is an F plus.
Well, if it helps, I know Rosca from the Hockey Happy Hour, and
Yeah.
he's a huge Ducks fan, so that's
He's got to be.
Robert
He's
Evans
got to be
number
SoCal.
2.
He's
Nice.
definitely-
That is cool.
There you
Yeah,
go.
what up? Cali.
Cali in the
And
house.
Todd again.
Going back.
Real
back.
glad to see what Chance.
Coming.
I'm assuming Warmack. What Chance can bring. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he can. I think he'll bring something better right now. At least you hope. I mean, like the pedigree's there for. He should
Sure.
be good. He should have been good. He's a. He was a early pick.
From Alabama.
Yeah, and they
all
breed him.
And all they do, they
And his
breed road graders.
His
Yeah.
offensive
Excuse me.
line coach at Alabama is the
I feel the
offensive
same way
line
tonight.
coach
It's one
here.
of it's one of
The
them
whole
nights.
Jeff Stoutland thing and whatnot. You know what I'm really hoping with
My
him?
guy just came in too. One of our island guys. One
Yeah.
of the guys that's on an island with us when it comes to balance.
Right.
Yeah, Bob Hartman.
I was waiting.
Hartman.
What's
I was
up,
waiting
fellas?
for
What up,
Bob.
Bob?
What up, Bob?
I was waiting for it. Yeah, we should have done this last night. Let's go.
Oh, what were you gonna say? Go
Bob,
ahead.
what's up, buddy?
What I'm hoping for is Chance turns out to be one of those guys that Mark Eckel was talking about with us last year, where it will look like absolute shit in practice, and then all of a sudden the lights go on and you get performance. What I'm hoping is he's not the complete exact opposite, where he's looked great in practice this week, so they're going to give him the start,
And he's going to be a turnstile.
and as soon as the game starts, you might as well just drive a steamroller over him. So,
Yeah.
I'm hoping, like you guys were saying, the Alabama guy, the road graders, first start of the season, first start with your new team. Your offensive line coach at Alabama is your offensive line coach here.
Got the extension.
You're on a 1-year contract.
No, he got an extension.
Oh, he did. That's right. He did get an extension.
Which tells you something, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It tells you they're seeing something in practice, and they're giving Isaac a chance to figure it out, and maybe even Jason a chance to figure it out before they pull a trigger on something.
Well, you know how I feel about those extensions. If the second year isn't guaranteed, they don't mean shit.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
But
But hold on,
they did give him an extension. So
real quick. Every Wednesday night, we're brought to you by our certified public accountant. Make him yours. Find him on the web, gibsonmayer.com. And if why we do that right now is because we sort of skip over some commercials here. You know what I'm saying? So we get the reads in for the people. All right. Let me get back to a couple of these. Alex Ocasio, Rams are my second favorite team next to the Eagles, so I hope they beat the Niners too. Chime in on that point. Rob again. Tom, Andy didn't abandon the run in that game. Okay. I just got to stop you. Yeah, he didn't abandon the run in that game. But
because he never established it.
He only
ran 17 or
and
19
of course, when
times.
Kareem Hunt breaks off a big run, things are going to look better. You know what I mean? Things are just going to look better when, you know what I mean? It's different strokes at different times. It doesn't. We read too much into this one game.
Here's what
and kill balance.
And I'm going to take a shot here, and it's going to sound a lot worse than I mean it. But the idiocy of that comment, somebody who is actually talking about a running game, an Andy Reid running game, in a positive light. I mean, for the last 5 years of his tenure here, my favorite phrase at a game was "run the fucking ball, Andy." So you want to talk about Andy Reid's running game? Go back and look at the stats. 19 carries. Birds had 17. And I understand that Kansas City ran fewer plays. So what? It's game flow. This whole thing with people and the bitching and moaning about running the ball. This goddamn team is 1-1 going into their home opener against a divisional opponent, and all anybody wants to do is bitch and moan about balance and running the ball. Why can't we use the pass to set up the run? We got the wide receivers to do it now. So why can't we do what Andy did in 2004 and run T.O. and Todd Pinkston up the field, put Brian Westbrook on wheel routes, and then, shoot somebody through there?
Give me a Brian Westbrook on this roster.
Well, that's part of it.
It's supposed to be part of it.
It's supposed to be Sproles.
I understand it's supposed to be Sproles, but he's 90.
I mean, it's a second game. People need to lighten up.
I know.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Going back to real quick, I got killed for being a 7-9 guy. But
Right.
we were in
And
this game.
You're still a 7-9
and
guy.
I'm still the 7-9 guy. But we were in this game, and this is why I decided I picked 7-9 is because this was a game you should have won, and you didn't because of some
should have or could have. Because for you to say should have when this team went on the road on Thursday night and demolished the goddamn Super Bowl champions is irresponsible. Could have and should have, two totally different things.
So you take the field goal. It's 6-6 game at halftime.
Fair point.
Okay, should
Is that
have.
on bounds?
We're in the NFL.
Is that in bounds?
We're in the NFL. Why are we taking a moral victory where we're in a game and then all of a sudden me saying should have is not right because we should have won an NFL football game on the road.
But that's what I'm saying to you is it should have or could have. And I'm not saying it's you and your argument necessarily. But if you look at the schedule before the season, and you're coming out of your first two games 1-1, and Kansas City is clearly the better, more talented team, could they have won the game?
But see,
could they have? Yes, absolutely. They could have. It was there for the taking. Should they have? The way that they played in the third and fourth quarter? No, absolutely not.
But see, that's the difference, right? If I get blown out in Kansas City, I'm perfectly fine right now because that's what I expected. When you're in that game, and you have a young coach who some people in the fan base, me, don't think he should be there. And you have a young quarterback who is great. I do like him, but he's young. He's still in his second year. This is what.
So we fucking coddle?
No, I don't agree with that. That's why I said should.
No, yeah, I don't coddle him at all.
That's why you lose that game, though, is because you have two young guys in young spots, and you can't overcome a lack of a run game. Maybe a couple play calls here and there. I'm not saying it's all Doug, but when you combine those two polarizing figures and those two polarizing positions on the team, you lose a close game like that where I'm not saying anything different is going to win, but if we're in that situation, it's close, we should win that game. That's the way we should think about this team. Not that, we went in there, we battled, we play hard. Oh, ho hum, we're still 1-1. We're still 1-1.
But see, that's the thing is I'm not saying ho hum, we're still 1-1. What I'm doing is I'm looking at it and I'm going, you know what? This is a team that was not expected to win that game at all, and they were 3, maybe 4 plays away from walking out of there with a W. So you're right. There's no such thing as moral victories in the NFL, but do I feel damn confident coming back here for the home opener against a divisional opponent that flat out sucks, that the Birds aren't going to beat them by 10 or more? Yeah, you're goddamn right.
I'm with you on that.
Because I see what you say is they should have won that game. I don't see it as a moral victory, but what I do see is a building block, a big one.
No, you can take a building block out of it, and you can also take the side where, you should win that fucking football game. There's no excuses why you shouldn't have won that football game. Darren Sproles, as a punt return, been doing it for too goddamn long to fumble a football in that spot. I know it's helmet on ball. I get the whole situation. Okay, can't happen, right? Yep. Can't happen. A field goal from 30 yards, then a half, cannot happen.
Absolutely.
Okay? So, no, there's no moral victory on my end. You should have won that football game. So now you go back to tape. What do we got to do better? How do we clean up the run game? So, yes, you can make it in the building blocks, and you can say should have at the same time. You can do both at the same time. You can say should have won the game because that's what the game dictated.
I actually liked that was an intelligent discussion as opposed to
you could say both.
These jabrones on the book that just want to yell and scream at us.
You can flip. You can.
You're absolutely
you know what
right.
I mean?
No,
you can put them all together.
I completely agree. But again, you're in that game. You got to win it. Because you shouldn't.
Stop, Rob. You can't say coaching. How's coaching when we lost? The coaching missed a 30-yard goddamn fucking field goal. I'm tired of coaches always getting blamed for players' actions. This is the problem here, right? Talent wins football games, right? When talent misses a 30-yard kick, that ain't talent. And there's nothing you can do because of an injury. I get it. And it's kicker possession. That's tough to fill, right? You know, a veteran, a Hall of Fame type player, and as a special teamer, right? Fumbles a football in that spot is a killer. It's a killer, right? And forget the Wentz at the interception later on in the game. Then, dude, things cost you before the game was even over.
Agreed.
And you were still in the game.
I hear you.
You should win that game. Easy.
That's why I said should.
Well, that's why I predicted them to win last week. So there's no freaking moral victory for me. It's actually pissed off that people are going to call out the coach week 2 of the season and crucify this guy that he's not a good coach. When he lost that game.
Well, I'm not saying he did.
That's where I draw the line.
But abandoning the run doesn't help. Doesn't help.
It does nothing to a 30-yard field goal. It does nothing to Darren Sproles fumbling a football. That's where my balance argument comes in. Now we're going to talk balance instead of holding players accountable. So what are we doing? Now that's agenda. I'm full of no agenda. This is no agenda radio.
Where's
my
agenda's
agenda's gone. I know your agenda's gone. Your agenda's gone. I'm saying to the people, right? Their agenda is to crucify Doug, right? It is what it is.
All right, but here's the thing.
To a lot of people.
I got 3 plays. Number 1, Doug didn't fumble the punt. Darren Sproles did. Doug didn't miss a field goal. Jake Elliott did.
Okay.
Doug didn't have Alex Smith dead to rights 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage on a 3rd and 12, not wrap on a sack, and then watch Alex Smith run for 12 yards and get a first down, which extended a drive, which then led to a scoring play. To me, that whole game flips on Vinny Curry not making that sack.
Right into Bob Hartman saying Vinny Curry's getting paid to sack the quarterback. What does he do? So where is your first-round pick on the field? Where? Howie Roseman? So I'm going to go up the ladder again.
So here you go. Yeah.
I'm going to jump up the ladder and say, I didn't think you reached from
he
what I
signed
saw.
The kicker.
Yeah.
He signed the kicker. The guy couldn't kick field goals in preseason. That's why he was cut. He couldn't make field goals in preseason.
But he's one of the greatest kickers in NCAA history, blah, blah.
Vinny
blah.
Masterson saying a great
so is
time
Alex
Mike,
Henry.
Not on Doug for this,
So
is
Alex Henry.
And I'm just
And
yelling
we ran
at
him
you.
out.
I'm yelling at you because I'm like yelling at Rob because he's on your side in like from beginning.
Yeah.
So now I'm just yelling at you.
Wait.
We're just all yelling at each
Hold
other.
on a second.
And I'm sure these guys are yelling through their comments because they're flying.
Hold on. B. Chow.
Flying.
B. Chow. Too much fluff. Where's the fluff?
Fluff.
I need a follow-up to this
Fluff.
comment.
You bring a fluff girl in here, we'll get fluff in.
I want to know.
You know what I mean? You won't get fluff.
I want to know what you think is fluff. What's too much fluff? Todd Womack, the game proves that we can compete with the best in the NFL.
No question.
Sure.
No question.
Fine. Absolutely.
I'm not in the business of competing.
I'm in business winning. No, but
If in your mind we had the best quarterback in the division, which we do,
Okay.
right, and your head coach is who you want him to be, we got to win that game.
Greg, two things, right? Things are given to me, right? Like Doug, Carson Wentz was drafted. Doug Peterson was brought in. Like, okay, if that was my guy, not my guy. I liked the Doug hire from jump. I thought you were getting back to a football guy, right? Because I thought the whole issue here was we didn't have guys that related to players, and you went and got one. You can't win. So I was Doug from the jump because it was different. It was back to what it should be, some regular football. So now we find anything to crush a coach over. We do this all the time. And sometimes we crush the greatest coach in franchise history for years. He couldn't do nothing right, and I get it. He didn't get over the hump. Do you think a little bit of that, though, was because we hammered too much?
I agree.
That we hammered to a point like, I get it. Listen, I'm gonna hold people accountable. I'm not saying that. But I think the articles that were written right before game one of the season, crucifying the coach, talking about run game, because it's all about the coach, and having players start to have to open their mouths and talk about these things is poor. And not the fan base. It's the big, you want to call them boy medias that pull these moves and have agendas. And now what's it doing? That's not going to help a locker room of guys that are trying to concentrate and win football games. I'm not saying don't hold guys accountable. I'm not saying don't ask tough questions. But to talk about firing that you hear from some people, some guy looking for some guy's job, like trying to create this stuff, that doesn't help. That's not helping, and I think that's poor, and we shouldn't do that this early into this guy's tenure because he's the best thing. He has to work and stay because that's going to help Carson Wentz, right? That's the best thing for Carson Wentz is chemistry, the same offense.
I have a question for you guys, and this might be a little bit outside the box, but work with me on this. Do you think that there's any possibility at all that when LeGarrette Blount played during the preseason, and we sat here and we talked about, they were running sweeps with him. They were running, shovel passes and all these things that they're not going to run with him during the season just so it was on film for other teams. And then he basically does nothing week one. So week two, he gets one touch on a screen pass. You think maybe this is Doug's way of going back to Howie and saying, you gave me a shitty running back.
No burst.
He's running these plays in the preseason with a running back that he knows can't execute them because it's not the running back that he wanted or he needed. He runs them, 14 times in week one and gets almost nothing out of them. Week two, he barely even touches the field. Is this Doug crying out to Howie of, you gave me shit. How about you give me another running back here and we'll make this thing work?
And I think a little bit what fits too.
Yeah.
What fits.
And
I think that that the West Coast offense a little bit, at least what Andy started doing in KC was some smaller guys, some quicker guys in the backfield, not as much as like the bruiser back. as the elusive back.
And that was
Makes
my
sense?
thought. That was my
no
thought.
bruise or lose.
When they first signed him, it was,
I don't know what that means.
why him? You know, he just didn't seem to fit.
Well,
yeah, I understood.
because of the
I
need for
understood
short
the
yardage.
big back and blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. You know what I mean? But you didn't need – I didn't think you needed a Garrett Blunt to do that, you know? So I was never really on board. I didn't hate the signing. I didn't love the signing. You know what I mean? So to see – like this – to me, this isn't about LeGarrette Blunt personally. You know what I mean? Is Doug doing that? I don't know. You know what I mean? It could be.
Even subconsciously.
It could be. But now Doug is doing this subconsciously, and now he's losing football games. If that's what
Wait. He lost a football game.
Okay.
One.
Right. Well, that's the only second game of the year, and you were in the game. You know what I mean? So, like, I would like to think that my head coach is not doing anything behind to get back at somebody and risk losing a football game, regardless of how many it is.
Not necessarily doing it to get back at him, but just to, like, it kind of becomes one of those things where Doug just goes to Howie and says, I can't use this guy. What do you want me to do?
Yeah. I mean, he could be, but I would like to think he's not.
Couple coming in here, right?
I got a couple, too. You go ahead.
Rob saying, so Wentz drops back 50 times against the Chiefs, putting that much pressure on the O-line, and it's not Doug's fault, ? That doesn't have a huge impact on the game. Well, when are we gonna stop babying the quarterback? Sometimes you have to drop back a little bit more than other weeks. It was one of them weeks it turned into. All right, let's reevaluate after another week. Let's continue to reevaluate him over the course of this, and not crush and blame it all on him. You say, because Rob says, oh, it's up to the coach to put players in a position to win, right? Okay, great. 30-yard field goal, that's a position to win.
Well, yeah.
Right? Drive, having the ball late in the game, up, right?
But,
chance to win.
But it's also, we're comparing Carson Wentz, who's in his second year, to guys like Brady, Rodgers, Breeze.
Who?
We're just saying guys that sling the ball around.
Right.
You said it's a passing week, and it is. But, Brady doesn't run the ball. Like, the Patriots don't run the ball. But they also don't claim to be in the West Coast offense. They run the GOAT offense. You know what I mean?
No, I got
New
you.
Orleans doesn't run the West Coast offense. They run the Drew Brees going to throw it 85 million times.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers makes up an offense.
Listen, I get all that, but nobody's saying he's them.
I'm not
these
saying
guys
he's
yet.
them.
But you don't need to be caught up for 5 years.
But to think
become
a second-year quarterback could go out and swing the ball 50 times, and that's the best use of our second-year quarterback, I think is a little high right now.
Why not put him in position early on what he's going to be?
There we go. There was position.
Why we talked about taking the training wheels off early here. This is why I wanted him to start from day one. Here's why I begged for him.
Here's what I would actually like to do, and I will do this, and I'll get back to at least the two of you, if not a bunch of people. I want to go back and I want to find out how many times he threw the ball after they were down 2 touchdowns. Because my thinking on this is the balance, the split, whatever you want to call it, was probably a lot better going into the fourth quarter than it looked at the end of the game. But you get Kareem Hunt that busts off a 52-yard touchdown, and then Travis Kelce pulls his best Superman impression, and then all of a sudden you're down 2 scores. You got to put the ball in the air.
Yeah.
So, to your earlier point.
What do you want to run the ball 2 times and then
you
throw it on third down and be 3 and out, and then they'll bitch about not throwing the ball enough?
Can you, in that situation, maybe run a draw somewhere along the way and try to pick up a big chunk? Sure, you can. It's just not the way they're built.
But again,
hold on. Let me get these out. Hold the same argument, because we're going to argue the same damn thing for hours.
Yep.
Right, and that's what's going to become. It's going to be ad nauseum.
We're closing the bar.
All right. At the end of the day,
last night,
we have some things coming in. Mike, say it again.
Grolakis.
I thought I had it, and then I got nervous.
Can we just call him Mikey the Greek?
He said, for fuck's sake, trade for Shady already, LOL. We already talked to Arlo and me and him about, hey, let's take, I'll pay for gas.
Well, it's funny because
you need.
We got Eric R. over here. I'd love to have Shady back, but he gets too much money. And then Brandon Gibson, do y'all think LaShawn McCoy is available or coming back, maybe in a trade?
I just think they want too much.
Here we go. Bob Hartman talking about numbers. Those numbers are skewed. They threw the ball 11 times in garbage time, meaning the drive ending with the TD to Nelson and the Hail Mary. So that's 11 more times in garbage time. So take that off the number a little bit. Or cut that in half. How do you feel? Because if you're up or it's closer, that's getting cut in half. That's getting cut in half, right? So now you're closer to the number you wanted. But some games are going to call at the end of the games for different things in comeback mode. That's it.
I actually have a really good comment here that I got to read to you guys. First one, though, I'm going to get Todd Womack. No doubt W's are the most important thing. We need to get better at managing the game. And I'm assuming he's talking about Doug with that, because the one thing we don't want our quarterback to become is a game manager. But the good one here, Joseph Giannatino, I believe I pronounced that correctly. Good effort by Philly. It could have gone either way. The one thing we're lacking is explosion. There's no one on this team right now that is capable of making an explosive play. No game changers.
Completely agree.
And he's not wrong.
Completely agree.
I mean, Alshon is that guy, but he needs somebody to get him the
back
ball.
When you talked about Carson holding the ball, well, why is he holding the ball? Because our wide receivers can't get open.
And why is that the theme still? Or is it him not just saying, letting it go? You know what I mean? Trusting in some spots, trusting in guys.
Coming back to, again, the second-year quarterback. You know what I mean? So he's either not trusting his reads and saying, all right, let me let it go. I see a window. Let's make something happen. Or they're just truly not open.
Right, but and you're onto something there, because now, like, I'll take it a step deeper.
Mikey the Greek, how about that?
I like it.
Mikey the Greek. He said, you guys need to hook up a phone line so people can call in, and I can tell you how to spell my name right. I say my name right. And I said, we do.
All right.
I have a phone.
So here's the thing. So, we talked about Torrey not winning, or Alshon not winning the 50-50 balls in Washington. So he got one this week. Okay, fine. He won the 50-50 ball late in the game, and that's good. So Torrey, wide open early in the game. Carson overthrows him. Wide open then 5 minutes later, go into the corner of the end zone, and he goes up, tips off both hands, and incomplete, and the Birds settle for a field goal. Maybe the kid's just not confident in his wide receivers right now.
Could be.
Still developing that chem.
Mikey the Greek, Torrey and Alshon are those guys. Torrey has dropped 3 key passes in the last 2 weeks, what you guys were saying.
And his whole career, let's be honest.
Bob Hartman, Torrey dropped a back shoulder TD pass. Torrey's doing his best 2016 Nelson Aguilar. Bob Hartman saying that's freaking phenomenal. Mike Rhys, I think you got it, right? Rhys. Yeah, I got it. But Mikey the Greek works. Either or.
For the third night in a row, Aaron Altherr. 2-run homer in the bottom of the 7th for the Phils to tie 4-4.
Trying to prove he's not just a guy.
Immediately followed by Tommy Joseph, solo homer in the 7th for the Phils' 5-4 lead.
Boom. Tommy Joe.
Well, no. I mean, Jeremy Beelman saying not that if you watch the tape, KC secondary had Jeffrey and Smith on lockdown for most of the game. And you expect that out of Marcus Peters. But guess what? Alshon, you better start getting open and catching the football a little bit more. You know what I mean? You're on a 1-year deal, brother. This ain't a long-term contract here. You got to prove yourself again.
And Rob, you'll appreciate this piece of breaking news from the PP&L Center in Allentown. Nolan Patrick finds Shane Gostisbehere for the overtime winner.
Keep him up.
Chicken dinner.
Keep him up.
He's here.
Keep him up.
Flyers beat the Islanders 3-2.
Don't do it, Haxie.
We just talked hockey.
Yeah, that happened.
I was just looking up the score to be like, can I dare put a preseason hockey score on the airwaves?
They actually split the 2 games with the Islanders, both by the same score, both overtime, 3-2.
Nolan Patrick's been fitting in like a glove. Konechny's been looking good. Michael Raffl's been looking really good. And if a guy like Michael Raffl can step up, then your excitement for the Phillies next year and your excitement for the Sixers this year will be matched by the Philadelphia Flyers.
I hope so.
TK scored in the game in Brooklyn, so that's there you go.
Vinny Masterson, Dodgers have fallen off the cliff. Yes, they have.
Yes, they
What do
have.
they have to play for?
I love it. But still, you still want to
I agree.
string something together.
I mean, you don't get swept by the worst team in baseball.
No, you still want to get a good feeling in the belly.
Yeah.
So Joseph follows up. We lost the game because they made a big play. I see Torrey dropping catchable balls. They're leaving points off of the board or leaving plays on the field, whatever you want to call it.
Doug throws and catches it.
Yeah.
So that's simple, right?
Yeah.
Todd Womack.
Right.
Well, and he's the play caller, yeah.
Doug haters, because he drops it. Yeah, he drops the ball.
Todd Womack, phone line, please.
I'll give it out. I'll give you my phone. We'll put it on next week. We'll have a little fun with it.
Yeah.
Bob Hartman, known as the future. They're actually practicing with Giroux on the wing.
Yeah, I saw that last night. Couturier centering Voracek and Giroux. It moved.
That line should never lose a faceoff. By
No.
the way. If they're going to have Coots and Giroux on that line, they should just never lose a faceoff.
Never lose a faceoff. You're right. Mikey the Greek, 4-on-4 all day. You guys won the Flyers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or 4-for-4 all day. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we should clue the audience in that we do have a show on this station, Hockey Happy Hour, that is 100% dedicated to hockey. So we try not to steal their thunder.
No, and heavy fly guys.
Yeah,
heavy fly guys.
But we can talk a little hockey when the occasion calls.
No, listen, when the season gets, revving,
Yeah.
When
and
it's
ramped
hot.
up here, we'll be talking 10-9-8, fly guys, birds,
Phils.
talking excitement for the Phils. We'll get into later in the show, too, having a little fun with it. So, listen, back to the poll question, okay? The thing that needs to be addressed to win this Sunday against the Giants, I think we are in agreement, the offensive line.
Offensive line.
All right. Also,
Hey,
Derek
but-
Barnett, can I see him on the football field?
That'd be nice.
Can I see Derek Barnett a little more than Vinny Carey? You don't owe Vinny Carey shit besides money.
Because
right?
if
Barnett got in on a sack last week.
I know, but I want to see him.
I want to see him more. Yeah.
We talked about day one starter.
But if Barnett's not going to be on the field, why did we draft Cook? Why did we draft Foster? That's my point.
This is my point from the beginning. We're not Howie guys, Greg. We
No.
are not Howie guys.
And I never have been.
Me either.
'Cause he's never proven it.
Me either.
Salamala, how you doing?
Never won a playoff game. Never won a playoff game, but we put it all on the coaches all the time. Right, but you come on. A guy didn't like him so much that he begged to shop for his own groceries and failed at it, but hated him so much that he wanted to shop for his own groceries. All them guys that Chip got rid of weren't Howie guys.
No.
They weren't Howie guys, and people thought they were Howie guys. They're Andy guys, right? They're your Shadys,
Oh, yeah.
your D-Jacks, your Macklins, Andy guys. Never Chip, never Howie. Right? So people think they're Howie guys and give him credit for any of that. So that one playoff game he's been to weren't even his guys.
No.
So, and wasn't even his coach either, really, if you look at it. So, I'm not a Howie guy. So, that's how I look at that. But, yeah, so to win the game, give a score prediction, boys. Let's get a score, player of the game.
Like I said, I had 38-28 Birds. And to me, player of the game, Alshon. But I do want to throw the caveat out there. The Birds are having real problems in their secondary right now. They went out and they signed another guy today off of waivers from Buffalo who is basically just a warm body, but he played under Schwartz in Buffalo, so he understands the system.
So quick learning curve.
Stopgap. They tried to go out and sign a guy off of the Bears practice squad, and the Bears liked him so much that they promoted him to the active roster just so the Birds couldn't sign him.
Sidney Jones.
They
where you at?
have Kamo Gruyer-Hill and Mac Hollins taking reps at safety this week just in case because they're so damn thin in the secondary right now. If the Giants had a clue, I mean, because the Giants' running game sucks. It's worse than ours. I mean, you can't tell me Paul Perkins, Arlene's Darkwa, and Shane Vereen
God bless you.
are any better than Sproles, Smallwood, and Fat Guy.
And their O-line.
So,
terrible.
right. So if the Giants were smart and they want to stay in this thing, they'd come out 5 wide and chuck it all over the place and make a game of it. Now, granted, we don't know how healthy Odell is, but if they want to come out there with, Odell.
Odell's not missing a
I know.
regular, yeah.
But, if you want to come out there with Odell, Brandon Marshall, Sterling Shepard, Roger Lewis, or whatever the hell that guy's name is, you line up Evan Ingram in the slot instead of on the line. You come out 5 wide with Shane Vereen in the backfield, and you just chuck it all over the place. It's got a chance to be a real fun game, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 38-35. I'm going shootout.
So you're on that 38 with me.
Yeah.
Birds?
Yeah.
Okay. I like it.
I was thinking,
Because we're gonna throw the ball.
Oh, yeah.
We ain't gonna run the ball.
I was thinking 28-17 Birds. That's where I was leaning too.
See, the only reason that I'm shooting way higher is 90-degree day. Defense wears down a lot faster than the offense, and it could just be line it up and chuck it, line it up and chuck it.
It could be, but what I see in their offensive line, we better eat that up. And if we're the defense we think we are, we need to eat that offense up.
You would hope. Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? there's no excuse coming in this one for me defensively. I want to hold this team to 17 or less, and I think that's the way you think every game going in. Sure. So for me, thinking the Eagles are going to win, well, good. Let's hold them 17 or less, and we win the game.
Todd
28-17.
Todd Womack, 40-10. Eagles beat the shit out of Manning.
No.
All right.
Okay.
Mikey the Greek. When Chip left, he left us 5 to 7 years away from maybe sniffing the playoffs. Howie has been an effing magician righting Chip's wrongs. Sure, he ain't perfect, but come on. Let's put some respect on what he's done the past couple of years.
All right.
Yeah, I put a little respect on it, but I don't love the guy as a football guy as a whole.
He's not a football guy.
And I think Joe Douglas, coming in here is a huge help to him to help being a football guy.
Eric R., 27-10 Birds.
Guys,
give us a player of the game, too.
Yeah, player of the game. $25 Visa gift card. Signed wiffle ball from the guys. Custom wiffle ball
my
from
guy,
me and Mike.
My guys
I don't know
would
if
be Zach
Greg's in.
Zerts.
What up, Zeke? So maybe I give Brandon Marshall one more week in fantasy football before I cut his throat. Ryan Brodo. Hey, guys, the Giants lose this Sunday and start 0-3. Is their season already done?
Done so.
Well, you have Ben McAdoo as a coach.
Yeah,
so.
He's a moron. You want to talk about coaches, he's a jabron.
That's one guy I'm proud we don't have.
Frank Vespi, 31-14 Eagles. Bob Hartman.
Did Frank just swoop in and give us a score?
Yeah, he swooped in, score. And he said the O-line needs to step up, need to create holes for the run game. We need to break one. Break one and get some confidence going. Bob Hartman. But I'm not saying break one because I need balance. I just say let's break one because
turn your mic on.
I want to break one. You know what I mean? Not because of balance. I just want to break. It'd be nice to break one. Bob Hartman. Howie has also hurt the future. What draft picks do we have next year? I'm okay with not having a second in the Wentz deal. 10th oldest roster in the league, 3rd highest dead cap. Real talk.
Right.
Real talk.
Bob Hartman and I agree on something.
Hey, Bobby.
Robbie, as a fan of a neutral divisional opponent,
neutral this week. Nice.
What do you got for us?
In terms of
score?
Prediction? For this game?
Who do you like? I mean, you got to go Birds at home, right?
You have to. Home opener, a lot of excitement coming in. The way they match up, man, I love the way your guys' defense is playing, and that really kept you in the game against a tough AFC opponent with the Chiefs in a tough building in Arrowhead. You come in and you throw that defense at this just lack of focus, lack of identity offense.
Dumpster fire?
I don't see a possibility that the Giants win this game. I'll go 27-13 Birds.
All right. I like
You're right around me. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Bob Hartman, I'm not ready to give my prediction. This game has me in on edge a bit.
Bob.
Come on,
Bob. Come on, Bob.
Sack up, Bobby. Jeremy Beelan. 24-10 Giants. Jeffrey, player of the game.
Eric R. came back. Player of the game went.
24-10 Giants.
Jeffrey, player of the game.
It don't make sense.
No.
Unless Jeffrey's playing defense.
No, he must have meant Birds.
Must have. Brian Leone. 30-17 Birds. Ertz, player of the game.
Another one for Ertz. I like it.
Bob Hartman. Rasul was impressive against the Chiefs. Yeah, he was. And that's who we thought he was.
Yeah.
As a youngster. We thought he'd come in and do that.
I actually thought he played over his head, to be honest with you.
Well, guess what? Keep playing over your head.
And I love it if he's going to keep doing that. Like, again, going back to the Mark Eckel theory, if he's a guy who looked like shit in the preseason, but all of a sudden the lights came on and it means something and they threw him out there and they say, kid, we need you, go play. And he's stuffing guys at the line of scrimmage. He's batting down passes one-on-one where he knows that if he gets beat, that guy's basically going to truck Corey Graham and take it to the house. I like the swag.
Yeah,
too.
no question.
I love the swag. Like, and for me, I was like, holy shit. That's a West Virginia player right there.
I was just about to say.
Yeah, with some swag.
That's a West Virginia player who actually did something in an NFL game.
Well, going back
real
to
quick,
West
I got tongue coming out. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was just saying, West Virginia guy in the Big 12 who doesn't play defense has swag playing defense. Figure that one out.
Yeah. Right? You never think you're paid. Like, you could talk Alabama, LSU. Yeah.
LSU, Florida State.
Yeah,
everyone's got swag.
Going over to West Virginia.
Big 12, there ain't no swag on defense.
We got more. Peter Alberston, 21-3 Birds, Wentz player of the game. Bob Hartman.
21-3, wow.
Yeah, everybody is so cocky, I'm sure about this game. I'm not just yet. Fair.
All right.
Fair.
I kind of I see what I see what he means.
I see what he means too. Ralphie D, 42-10 Eagles.
Ryan
Brodo, 24-14 Eagles. add me to the Ertz list as well. Well, you two can't win. You do a show here. Bob Hartman. Miss Mark Eckel, by the way. Mikey the Greek. Underrated players of the game. Cox and Jernigan. Where the 4 seeds dudes are up the middle, not to mention opening shit up for the ones for Graham and Curry.
Yeah.
No question about it. Spot on. Spot on. Timmy Jernigan's played really well.
And that's actually a great point because Todd Womack came back when he said 40-10, Eagles beat the shit out of Manning. He gives Brandon Graham player of the game.
I like it.
I like the defense getting a little player of the game love.
The one way the Giants could pull up an upset here is if that defense forces turnovers. I mean, obviously you win the turnover battle, chances are you're going to win the game. But their defense played pretty good in week 1, not so much in week 2. If they show up, I don't think they're going to be able to cover Jeffrey, so I think that's ultimately the decision maker. But that front seven's nice, and if they could force some turnovers, that'd be their only chance.
Oh, I'm going to set him off.
All right.
Did their defense really play that good in week 1, or does Dallas just suck?
We stink.
Combo.
Season's over.
You're a great sport, brother. I love you.
Here we go. We got a few more. Dougie Zeke, 31-17. Eagles, Wentz player of the game. Mikey the Greek, Wentz player of the game, adding in there. 24 for 36, 340, and 2 touches. Love it.
340.
Love it. Sling it, Daddy. Sling it.
He's been over 300 both games already.
Chuck Tomlinson, 28, 10 birds. Wentz player of the game.
CT.
Bob Hartman, this could be a big game for Nelson. That's my guy. Now, I think that, listen, Nelson and Hurts got to win week to week. Week to week, you better win.
Well, all right.
So this week, with a secondary that, in terms of corners, that you're not in love with, really, because Eli Apple's been getting that apple's been eaten a little bit.
Right, but play this back now, though.
Okay.
Because you got 2 games, all right? Ertz has been solid, if not borderline spectacular in both of them. Okay. Game 1, Alshon was the wide receiver that went off. Or I'm sorry, game 1 was Nelson that went off. Game 2 was Alshon. Is this a Torrey Smith game?
No, because he don't catch the ball.
But,
obviously, yeah.
But that's the thing. Is it one of those games where they feel like just to get his confidence back up, they're just going to force feed him? And almost by default, he falls into 7 for 120 and a touchdown.
I mean, the theory. I mean, your thought process is there.
My thought process is always there.
Yeah, no.
I mean, could it be a game he goes off? I would hope that it's a game Alshon goes off. You know what I mean? Like,
that's what I want.
Yeah, we talk about overdue and due for some good things to go on for you. And hopefully the chemistry with Wentz in games better now, where they start to trust each other a little bit more.
There we go. Joseph Giannetto, again, a great point. Giants haven't scored 20 points in 8 straight games. No way this is going to be a shootout. Both D-lines are going to dominate. Give me 2016 Philly, player of the game, Jordan Hicks. I like where he's at, but here's the thing.
I'm pointing at another one, but I like that. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I get that the Giants aren't scoring, but again, you still have Eli. You still have Odell Beckham. You still have Brandon Marshall, and you have a depleted secondary. You got to take into account these X factors that, looking at it,
they're going to make some plays.
Yeah, looking at it street level, you think that the Birds should go in and just outright smoke them.
No.
But when you got guys that are not dressing, other guys that are playing out of position, there's going to be a downgrade there. And if there's a quarterback in this league, even if he's on the downswing, if there's a quarterback in this league that's going to be able to look at a divisional opponent and say, oh, you know what? I'm used to seeing Rodney McLeod there, and he's not there. I'm going to pick on that guy.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm used to, I got Patrick Robinson lining up on the outside now instead of the slot. I'm going to pick on that guy.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, we know that's going to happen. They're going to move Odell around and put him in matchups that are good for him.
For as much as I'll rip on the Manning or the Eli face, the dude's last name is Manning.
No.
I mean, let's not forget about
no,
these
and
things.
I got a 28-17, and I got a late touch to separate it, but I just think that we hold them, we keep them in check for the most part because of our front seven, and my player of the game is going to be Jordan Hicks because Zach Boylan said
player of the game, Jordan Hicks, pick 6.
Nice.
You and Joseph on the same page.
Zach Boylan on the same page. Jordan Hicks loves to pick off the Giants and Cowboys. Always had huge games against them.
Yeah.
I love that name. Mikey the Greek. And this is what I was pointing at. Can they play Clement and see what the kid has? Give him the rock 25 times, making him the sole runner. Got to see what the kid has. Hey. Even 15
or 3.
All right.
7.
Here's what I'm going to say about this, because I can't say that in heart I disagree with him. But let's go all the way out to the West Coast. Because you got the same shit going on in Seattle right now. Okay? They don't want to use Rawls for whatever reason. They don't want to use Lacey for whatever reason. Procise is their version of Sproles, which basically leaves them with Chris Carson. Chris Carson gets 20 carries last week and doesn't do a goddamn thing. You can't take these undrafted guys and week 2, week 3 of a season, give them a full load and expect them to rip off 80 to 100 yards. It just doesn't happen. If you want to start moving him into the offense more and more, you want to give him 8, 10, 12 carries, I'm fine. But you can't give this kid 20 to 25 carries and expect him to carry your load when he's an undrafted free agent in his third professional.
And other things, I would say, yeah. As running back goes, I think you can get him in and say, here, I'll give you 12 off the bat in a game. Like, you know what I mean?
And I'm fine with 12.
Yeah, I mean, I think for rookie running backs, I'm okay with throwing them in the fire, regardless of where they're drafted at, because I think it's easier in terms of running the football to acclimate yourself better in the NFL. Now, obviously, pass protection, stuff like that is a little deeper on for a lot of rookie running backs, and the ones that start are the ones that can really pass block well. So, the only thing keeping Corey Clement from playing, I would assume, is pass blocking and knowing the schemes, right? And the same thing with Wendell Smallwood. So I think it's almost became, who do they trust back there pass blocking? With an offensive line that's struggling, can I really put Corey Clement back there in terms of a pass block? Now, you can't, but you also can't tip your cap, and every time he's on the field, he's getting the football.
Right.
So it's so tough to say. Like, that's why the 25 is hard for that guy if he can't handle the passing.
Right, but here's the thing, and I hear what you're saying, and I don't disagree with you, but in a sense, just rewind the clock 1 year. Now, granted, it's a different position, but who was the training camp darling last year? Paul Turner, and everybody loved Paul Turner, and Paul Turner wound up getting on the field. When Paul Turner got on the field, he didn't do a goddamn thing.
No, I understand that, but I agree with not 25 carries to the guy, but I say, hey, get him on the field. Let's see see who he is.
You got to give him a look.
You can give him 10 touches in a game.
Right, but if he goes 12 for 30, you can't be surprised.
No, but if he breaks one and there's some excitement and maybe it carries, maybe it translates in the game.
But he's also not your traditional undrafted free agent. He's not a guy from the WAC. He's not a guy from the MAC or the Pac, or the SWIAC or whatever. This is a Big Ten guy. I mean, he's a Power 5 conference and a school from Wisconsin that pounds the ball.
Power football.
All right,
and Mike and Greek says you can when you need a feature back. It's an in-game audition, basically. Give him the rock.
I mean, yeah,
you're gonna
25.
You're gonna audition a guy in the regular season against a divisional opponent.
Oh, I'm not.
I mean, he's 25. Outrageous, yeah. But I mean, I think 12 to 15. I think that's a good judgment to see what you got. You kept him on the roster for a reason.
I'm 8 to 12. I'm unless he is ripping off 5, 6, 7 yards of carry. He's not getting more than 12 carries.
I'm okay. I'm okay with 12, but now you're not seeing Blunt on the field. You're not seeing Sproles as much on the field.
You did see Blunt anyway.
But for the people who want him, though, I'm not. When I say that, I said it from jump. I wasn't in love with it because there was too many carries for an older back. You knew what you were getting. Okay, it's the definition of insanity. Howie Roseman on the LeGarrette Blunt move, right? We talk about twinsies, him and DeMarco, but okay, I'm okay with 10 touches. 12 touches for the kid. Give him a little taste, see what he has. But, I want Sproles on the field because I think he's my best option right now. And he's an older guy, and he's retiring after the year. I still think he has a little burst in him. And I'm gonna ride the tires till they're done.
It's like, who was the YouTube commenter that said there's no explosion, right?
Oh, Joseph. Yeah,
Joseph. I mean, it's a great point.
Right.
We get Garrett, no explosion. So far, Sproles, no explosion this year. Why not? You got a guy sitting there.
And that's the thing is, I'm not saying not to play him. But go back to your original point. Like, I understand that the guy, quote unquote, didn't get drafted because he was banged up. Okay, but
I mean, there's no quote unquote. That's why he was.
All right, fine. But to your point, Big Ten guy doesn't get drafted because he's banged up, and now all of a sudden we're supposed to think that he's got the durability in an NFL game to go out and take 20 to 25 carries?
Hey, Bobby Hartman's right way yet. 12 to 15, I'm going 6 to 10 to start.
We say it all the time. Greatest ability is availability. You can't give this guy 25 carries after him not getting drafted out of Wisconsin because of durability issues and think that he's going to be something. You just can't. And I understand that he's from South Jersey, and it's a great story, and everybody loves him, and I'm not pointing a finger at you.
No.
But for people that want to give him the ball 25 times, you're out of your goddamn mind. 12 carries max.
Yeah, when I say 12, 10.
Build up his workload.
Yeah, Bob Hartman's Sproul's the only guy in the backfield that can pass protect. We saw him struggle a little
that's sad.
That's terrible.
last week.
At 5'7", 205, he's the only guy in that backfield that can pass protect.
Yeah, and then he said you talk about being predictable. You put Smallwood or Blunt back there, and you become a predictable and vulnerable. And Mikey the Greek, you need a running back. Fuck Blunt. Ain't working. Smallwood ain't working. Have to try him out. Fuck yeah against a divisional opponent. He's an NFL player. Don't baby these dudes. Jeremy Beelan, stop it.
Didn't listen to a word I said, Mike.
Stinks.
Did not listen to a word I said.
Get on the phone with Shady. He wants to be back with the Eagles desperately. Oh, yeah.
That's called tampering. Get on the phone with Shady. That's called tampering.
And thanks to Howie, we don't have a first-round pick to give up for him.
Actually, guys, let me.
And then Mikey says, I'm sure AP wants out of New Orleans. Laugh my ass off. Yeah. Make a phone call, Howie.
That might be the better move.
And now we're all in agreement on 20 touches a game, right? Now we all can sit. If that happened, by fucking and we're all happy.
You got it
and
back
the balance is restored for the people, right?
What, with AP?
Yeah.
You got somebody there, though.
What?
You got somebody there that actually runs the rock.
Oh, that's what I mean. Yeah, you got a true running back.
Right.
A workhorse.
Yeah.
A guy who didn't touch the ball 295 times last year or whatever the hell the number was. Too many, right? Patriots knew they weren't re-signing his ass.
No.
That's why they freaking wrote him into the ground.
Real quick. This is actually a two-parter. Part of it came from Pove. Chris Sale's stats tonight. 8 innings, 4 hits, no runs, no walks, 13 strikeouts. 111 pitches.
Did they cheat?
6-0 Red Sox. Becomes the first American League pitcher since Pedro Martinez in 1998 to strike out 300 in a season.
Did they cheat?
A big number.
Did he have his Apple Watch on?
Also,
he may have.
Also, this was his 18th 10-plus strikeout game.
Yeah, the
also
Asterisk
behind
City.
the same Pedro Martinez, same year with 19.
The
and he'll
Asterisk
have
City.
2 more starts. So.
The city of asterisks.
Does it count if there's an asterisk? No.
The city of asterisks.
What did they do? Go over and visit Belichick?
Oh, yeah, right. Bill, what are you doing over here? I mean, we got another curse.
Bill, what haven't you tried that you could let us borrow
The
for?
iWatch.
The iWatch.
Watch this one. Bobby Hartman.
Watch.
Don't baby these dudes. People want to baby Carson. Best player. He needs the ball in his hands. Me and Bob think a lot alike.
That's dangerous.
That's a little scary. He makes a great point, but it's a little
No,
scary.
I like his arguments.
Like your style, Bob.
And I like Mikey the Greek's arguments, and I have no issues. I don't think anybody has issues with getting Corey Clement touches.
No.
And see what he adds. I don't think anybody has an issue there.
It's A to D. Agree to
Agree
disagree.
to disagree, boys.
We're
going to love each other and hate each other at the same
we can
time.
sit here and have this conversation all night. I got no issues
But
with
it's
anybody.
all love. It's all love. We love everybody.
We love our birds.
And we probably will off air.
You guys help make the freaking show. You guys help
Yes,
make the
you do.
freaking show. Love reading off comments. Doug Zeke, I said on Sunday night, the Eagles should trade for AP. That's what makes me think they'll never do it, Zeke. Your fantasy football situation says a lot about a guy. Love you, Zeke.
What, when Zeke puts up the second most points in the league and loses, dude?
Peter Albertson, trade Blunt for AP. Like, our Blunt would put a hit out on
Maybe if you put a pack
Sean
of Phillies
Payton.
with him.
Yeah. The guy Blunt put a hit out on Sean Payton. That wouldn't last long at all. Jeremy Beeman, give AP a cheesesteak and a hooker. make it 2 whiz-wits and this little pretty thing right here.
Hey, honey.
This is for you, Sean.
Go CAP, all right? One time.
Hooker gate. You got all the gates who have hooker gate going on.
Oh, my goodness. That's hilarious.
Sweeps said make room for Aaron. I guess Altair says he's a pimp.
That's coming up after the break, but I'm going to say I already do.
Well, you know my feelings to start the year about Aaron Altair on this roster or playing over a Nick Williams and a Roman Quinn to start the year.
You needed him to prove it.
no, I needed Roman Quinn and Nick Williams on this team from Jump Street, and that was my dislike for Aaron Altair. But we go back to the same thing. The
Roman
best ability is availability for both, though.
Yep.
For both. For Quinn and Altair. So, it's going to be interesting to see. Like, dude, I said it. Big body. Looks thick in a uni.
He's got the look.
Looks thick in a uni. He's almost, don't be John Mayberry.
Right.
You know what I mean? Separate yourself. But the thing I look at is, you got to be on the field.
Right, but here's the thing.
I have no issue with Altair at this point.
And I know we're going to get deeper into this after the break, but 2 separate stints on the DL this year, still batting .290 with 18 homers.
No, listen, that's all there.
He has proven that he's not just a guy.
No, he can play.
He's just got to be able to stay on the field.
Yeah, and that was my thing. But he was like, how am I going to love this guy and let him play over Nick Williams early on in the year when this guy never even hasn't even been on the field enough?
Right.
So it's like we're gonna hold a kid down for this guy. So that's where my dislike for him came. Not the body, not the power, not the things he can do and how athletic he is. None of that. When I said he stunk, it was more because he wasn't on the field and I wanted the kids up. And I'll say anything because it was during a Clay Buchholz rant on why he was on the roster. So now I'm spitting stinks around. So stinks are just flying.
At least you can admit to this.
No question. Altair, Hoskins, and Williams, Mikey the Greek says, we have our core to build around. Yeah. And then you throw to guys like, now you throw.
Are we just going right into Phillies talk?
Well, we can. But
right.
I do want to take a break for 5 minutes.
All right.
Pay. I don't say like paying the bills. We already paid the freaking bills. Bills are paid. let the crumbs who have to talk about paying bills go pay them. We paid it ahead of time. Okay, we're up to date.
Look,
we're up to date.
Here's the thing.
A2D is up to date on bills. And that's not a disagree conversation.
You know you're good when you don't chase the money, when the money chases you. When your show sponsor is an accounting firm, CPAs, the money's chasing you.
Yeah,
that's how you know you're good.
Oh, no question. But that's where you add back to Phil's. That's where you add your Herrera in the mix, and you add some. You add your Crawfords, right, and then you start these pieces that are here too that go along with your out there, Hoskins, Williams, Herrera, who can, like I said, Herrera's my guy. He can flat out hit the baseball. So now he looks real good in the lineup. Your Hernandez to me or your Kingery, whatever direction that goes. Okay, but you're talking about that we'll get in after the break, a chance for a team to maybe make a little noise in 2018, and we'll talk about that as well as Eagles after the break. We'll take a break in a sec, though. We'll read off a couple more. Jeremy Bewen, loving the fight in Phillies right now. Got to keep bringing these young boys up. Right, and then I really like from last night what I saw. Aaron Nola closing. We will talk about closing strong this season. Yeah. Okay, let me show you the finish. I seen 13 hell of straight starts out of you. You dip for a minute. Expect he's still a young guy. Now finish strong, and he's starting
strong.
Yeah, he's starting to finish strong. Bob Hartman, you guys see Kruk telling Kingery to join him in Florida a month before spring training, and Kruk will help him put some weight on.
Just tell him to join the booth.
Easy peasy,
he's done playing. Just come to the booth.
That's easy.
They're always eating up
there.
That's
all they're doing.
Right, but the context of that though is they asked Kingery. They said, "Are you playing any winter ball? Or are you going to Arizona Fall League or anything like that?" And he goes, "Nah, I'm going to go home and eat for 3 months." That's the thing. He needs to put on some weight.
Yeah.
He literally said, "I'm going to go home and eat for 3 months," and then Kruk followed that with, "You come see me before spring training starts next year."
Yeah, and we'll get back to Eagles talk after the break as well, and we'll talk some Phils around the NFL, answering every question you guys want to do. Hey, if you guys keep us on Eagles talk and some Phils talk, and that's the direction we go, that's fine too. It's for the fan, by the fan.
We'll scrap everything
else.
I
don't give a shit. We're here for the people. That's simple. That's facts.
We can go all night.
Then Gibson Mayer LLC, our certified public accountant. Find him on the web, GibsonMayer.com. Stream Smart Vinny. But the soap stash, man, the new soap standard, all right? Get it on your body. I'm telling you, it's a kind of freaking bar that you almost don't want to wash off. Just throw the clothes on, go to work, do what you got to do. Don't even wash the goddamn bar of soap off. All right, we'll be back on the other side. Tom.
Mike.
AM.
In the PM.
You're listening to the worldwide leader of Real Talk, A2DRadio.com.
Fellas, you ever come in from that baseball or football game and your woman won't come near you because you stink beyond belief? Then you need Soap Stash. You should never settle for a generic hygiene product that only covers up the stench. Treat your skin with the best nutrients. Feel clean with the only soap you'll need. The highest grade carrier oils are ingrained in all of their products, which are 100% natural and terrific for your skin. No sulfates, parabens, or phthalates, and synthetic fragrance free. Contact Soap Stash for your sample package and give your woman what she deserves. You can contact Soap Stash at 844-890-3197 or visit them on the web at soapstash.com or Facebook at Soapstash LLC. Once again, their number is 844-890-3197. Soap Stash, the new soap standard.
Get your skills in shape, then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by the Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, is brought to you by Gibson Mayer, LLC, Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Mike from Tom and Mike AM in the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer, LLC, Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's www.gibsonmayer.com.
You're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, on A2DRadio.com.
Fellas, you ever come in from that baseball or football game and your woman won't come near you because you stink beyond belief? Then you need Soap Stash. You should never settle for a generic hygiene product that only covers up the stench. Treat your skin with the best nutrients. Feel clean with the only soap you'll need. The highest grade carrier oils are ingrained in all of their products, which are 100% natural and terrific for your skin. No sulfates, parabens, or phthalates, and synthetic fragrance free. Contact Soap Stash for your sample package and give your woman what she deserves. You can contact Soap Stash at 844-890-3197 or visit them on the web at soapstash.com or Facebook at Soapstash LLC. Once again, their number is 844-890-3197. Soap Stash, the new soap standard.
Get your skills in shape, then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by the Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located at 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
A2DRadio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com.
You're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, here on A2DRadio.com.
Fellas, you ever come in from that baseball or football game and your woman won't come near you because you stink beyond belief? Then you need Soap Stash. You should never settle for a generic hygiene product that only covers up the stench. Treat your skin with the best nutrients. Feel clean with the only soap you'll need. The highest grade carrier oils are ingrained in all of their products, which are 100% natural and terrific for your skin. No sulfates, parabens, or phthalates, and synthetic fragrance free. Contact Soap Stash for your sample package and give your woman what she deserves. You can contact Soap Stash at 844-890-3197 or visit them on the web at soapstash.com or Facebook at Soapstash LLC. Once again, their number is 844-890-3197. Soap Stash, the new soap standard.
Welcome back, Tom.
Mike.
AM.
In the PA.
HUDRadio.com, live from the BMW of Atlantic City studios. BMW of Atlantic City, right off exit 17 in the Parkway. Find them online, BMW of AtlanticCity.com. Every Wednesday night, we're brought to you by our certified public accountant. Make them yours. Gibson Mayer, LLC. Find them on the web, GibsonMayer.com. Back for the three-peat. Talked a lot of Eagles, start the show. Touched on a little Phil's conversation before we went to break. We'll get in the Phil's conversation here in a minute. We got to get to our poll question for people that are just joining us, which is brought to you by Scanzano Sports. Find them on the web, scanzanosports.com. What do the Eagles need to address the most in order to beat the Giants on Sunday? O-line, running game, depleted secondary. Other. Well, I think it was a clean sweep. Was us three, at least I know it was, on offensive line. And yes. I think most of the people out there agreed with us when it came to the O-line. So let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. HUD Radio is where you can find us. We'll be answering your questions, comments, reading them off live, the whole thing. We'll get in a little Phil's. If we have time, we'll do a little NFL weekend review.
And if we don't, we don't.
And if we don't, we don't. And
we're a Philly station.
Yeah, and we talked about potential free agents for the Phils that we can get into later. Maybe some college football if we got time. But we really want to stay Eagles and a little touch on Phils as well.
But before you go there, Odubel Herrera with the highlight reel catch to seal the Phils' third straight over the Dodgers. Hashtag ring the bell 75
El Torito.
I just saw something on Twitter with that catch, right?
Yeah.
So and he's like, "Oh, everyone wants to trade him now." I'm like, so this one catch is supposed to make up for everything that annoys people. I'm not saying you should trade him or not, because he can't flat out hit the baseball.
But
there's so many people that.
Well, how much annoyance has happened over the last couple weeks? Say.
Yeah.
See where I'm going?
No, I get you.
See where I'm going?
I'm just saying, where does that one catch make up for if people don't like him? Where's that one catch making up for?
People who don't like him should just like the bat and realize that he is playing a Gold Glove-ish type center field.
There's no doubt.
So
but there's also times where he's an absolute dog.
Listen, I get that, and that's part of the grind. That's part of a young player, getting sort of acclimated to, and some guys take a little longer, but the potential's there, the bat's there, the guy can flat out swing it, and he's in a lineup now where a lot of guys work a lot of deep counts. And you want to be a successful baseball team at the major league level, you work deep counts. You use an AL East type mentality, and you work pitchers, get them out after 5, and let's get to the pen and let's go. And that's where the home runs and balls go, and you know that. I'm not preaching to you. We're just speaking.
Yeah.
So you don't agree with that assessment?
I do.
Oh, okay.
I do.
Well, you look like you didn't.
I just don't know where this one catch.
It doesn't make up for everything else.
If you don't like the guy.
No, because listen, once you don't like a guy, it's hard to overcome for people.
Because people
won't turn.
And then I see him jogging after the inside the Parker from Taylor last week.
No, and I get that.
What I mean?
Listen, I get that, and it's not going to it's not going to change the perception, because once you dislike somebody, it's hard for people to all of a sudden like a guy. It takes time.
I'll sit right here and tell you, I think he's an absolute Fruit Loop. But the guy could swing the stick.
I mean, take away the extra. What do we care?
I've actually turned on him, and you know this, because he can flat out swing the stick.
Yeah,
but
you were done with him 2 months ago.
I was get rid of him, but you still give me the right package. He's still gone.
It's debatable.
Stanton Yelich.
Well, Stanton Yelich, but
I said you give me the right package, he's gone.
Yeah, of course. But there was guys that were. I'm not comparing him to that man in the corner peeking his head out. But there's guys that people hated from the jump for whatever reason, and some morons could never get over. I'm not comparing the two. I'm just making a point of when you start hating.
Am I a moron?
No, I'm not saying you hated the guy. You know what I'm talking about hate.
I get it.
Hate's talking about they don't even talk about the stick.
Right.
They don't even get into the good things he does. Realists can go both ways. I get it. I get the extra, but some of the things don't bother me. Mental things in the game do, but the bat flip never bothered me really. Some things, you should have bat flipped there, dude. We get that, but it doesn't kill me.
Yeah, the ball he hit in the triple deck, though, doesn't bat flip. Go figure that one.
No, he did bat flip the one. What are you talking about?
No, the one last week. He demolished the ball almost off the facing of the third deck. Just dropped the bat.
Well, guess what?
I was like, get the hell out of here.
Growing up.
Yeah, growing up. That's the one you should bat flip. Go ahead.
So, Brian Powers. Let's get back to this, okay?
Right.
I don't know what he meant with his first one. Completely disagree with you there, Bob, that one. I don't know where he was going with all that, but I'll get into his other one where I said I thought he was getting at that because Clement was undrafted and earned his way on the roster that he deserves carries. So I said, So he's undrafted rookie who earned his way, so he has to play. You know, what NFL do you live in? I don't understand. He goes, all I'm saying is you give him a few plays. We all said that earlier on that we were fine with it when Mikey the Greek said 25, and nobody was buying into that.
Yeah.
But we still understand his point. Like, get him the rock. Let's see what he can do. We all still understood it. Okay, now he's saying, all I'm saying is you give him a few plays. So you don't play a guy who earned a spot on the team who beat the odds, question mark. What NFL world do you live in? Glad you weren't never a teammate of mine. I'm not saying the guy, you don't see what he does, what he can do. But because he's undrafted, all I'm saying, it doesn't mean he deserves automatically carries at the NFL level. You know, I think that's still earn. Right? I mean, you continue to earn that.
Hold on now.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
The NFL is a 53-man roster. There's 46?
46 addressed.
That are dressed on game day. The reason that the NFL tracks snap counts is because not everybody in the NFL who makes team plays. So does the kid deserve a shot? Yeah, he deserves a shot. But to say that you need to reward him because he's an undrafted free agent who worked hard and he made his hometown team, nah, you know what? He's got to earn the playing time. And you know, we don't see what this kid's doing in practice. Maybe he doesn't know the playbook.
Practice.
I mean, honestly, maybe this is a situation where we find out that this kid is dumber than a box of rocks and he doesn't know the playbook.
Well, yeah.
You know, and I would like to think that that's not the case, but you know,
you're absolutely right.
Would I like to see him 8, 10, 12? Sure. I'm not going any more than 12, and he's not getting 12 if his first 5 get you 7 yards.
Aren't getting the job done. No, yeah. I agree. I mean, it's not. Listen, that's an overreact. We talked about the bounce earlier on in the show. We spoke the numbers on how we've rushed the ball. We're 10th in the league in attempts or something like that, right? Somebody said. I'm pretty sure I saw.
No, I think we're in the bottom half.
What's that?
I thought somebody wrote that earlier. I thought somebody wrote that we were in attempts, that we were in the uppers.
Well, maybe based on the strength of the first game against Washington. Real quick, while you're looking for that, Carlton Banks, by the way, love the alias. Does Derek Barnett get his first sack this Sunday? I'm saying yes. And
everyone sacks Eli.
Yeah, F. Pietros. Eagles played strong against the Chiefs. Game was lost due to stupid mistakes. We agree. We definitely got into that. Still, this team will go far this year. We'll crush the Giants at the link. Jeffrey, player of the game, 145 and 2 touchdowns from Carlton Banks. Carlton, give us a score. Does Jenkins play this Sunday? As in, like, Malcolm Jenkins? Jenkins is fine. Rodney McLeod's the one who's in.
Yeah, 24th in attempts, 41 over 2. 4 yards a carry.
Well, hold on a second. They're 41 attempts. Right, but here's the thing. They're 41 attempts, and they're at number 24. Number 15 is 50 attempts. So a 9-attempt differential jumps you up from 24 to 15.
Yeah, it's not crazy. It is what it is.
The sample size is too small for anybody to make an educated assessment. Right
24.
Now. Bob was saying Tom 10th was last season in rushing attempts. Yeah, I couldn't find it.
41 rushing. Yeah, 24 out of 32. 165 yards, 18th. 82 yards per game, 20th. 4 yards per attempt, 12th. And 0 touchdowns, which 11 NFL teams also have.
Yeah, because we're in we're 2 weeks in.
Well,
and 2 teams had a bye week in week 1. So
yeah. Listen, I just thought the bounce just drives me crazy. It's about points on the board, not leaving points off the board, and all them things. That's what matters at the end of the day, right? So I look at it like where do we rank offensively, right? So offense, we are 5th in the league in offense in yards per game. Okay. And the list of the Patriots, Chiefs, Saints, Raiders, us. Okay? Pretty good list to be on when you talk about that. All right? And that was from Mikey the Greek, put that in Eagles 365 Nest.
Good stuff.
So I saw that last night, and there was also another one. But go ahead if you got something. Oh, here it is. What's this one? Oh, defense. And defense, we're 12th. So, pretty good, right? 1-1 start. Chance to go 2-1, 2-0 to the division.
Yeah.
Separate yourself a little bit early with a 2-0 start in the division. That would be really big.
Right.
Go ahead. What'd you got?
I'm good here. I was actually was looking at my projected Phillies lineup for next year. I don't know if you want to switch gears onto that, but
No, go ahead. We'll answer people's comments
I
and
get
do
a
both.
Twitter comment real quick.
go ahead, go for it.
My buddy Frank at Vomit comment. Franco is Wolf City, but Aaron Altair, if he could stay healthy, seems to be the question of the minute here.
Okay.
Of Aaron Altair, yeah.
So my lineup for next year, and Tommy, you'll like this right out of the gate. Leading off in center field is Odubel Herrera. Batting second is the second baseman. And I'm not going to give you a name.
We all know who it is.
Because it will likely be Caesar to start the season. But if they can get something for him in the offseason, I'm ready to go all in on Scotty Jetpacks. I will live and die with him batting out of that two-hole play in second base because I just have that much confidence in him. Batting third in left field is Nick Williams. Batting fourth at first base is Rhys Hoskins. Batting fifth in right field is Aaron Altair. I'm going to flip Altair and Williams based on the arm strength on Altair. Batting sixth is your third baseman, Freddie Galvis. Hitting seventh is your catcher, Jorge Alfaro. Batting eighth is your shortstop, J.P. Crawford. And batting ninth is your opening day starter, one Mr. Alex Cobb. But I have some ideas on free agent pitchers.
So you think Cobb comes in and jumps the Aaron Nola?
Well, and here
and I like the Alex Cobb name. That is one of the guys
right,
that
and actually,
that's one of those type of guys I target. You're right.
And I'm kind of playing the angle here a little bit. It's a little deceptive because when the Phillies open on the road, they actually do like to give quote unquote their guy the home opener.
Oh, sure.
So they'll save Nola, and Nola will technically open up as their 4, just so he can start the home opener, which is their 4th game of the season. But I like Cobb. I'm real big on either Danny Duffy or Jason Vargas. This team has not had a left-handed starter at all this season, and I believe it was early September last year Adam Morgan had a start at Washington. So it was almost the entire month of September last year and this full season they have not had a left-handed starter. So I like Cobb. I like either Duffy or Vargas. For me, it's Duffy. I think Vargas is going to be more in their price range. I would love to see them make a short-term play for Arrieta. I know you don't necessarily like that name. I know you don't like that name. If he was willing to come on a 1 or 2 year deal, or maybe 1 year with a mutual option for the second year, just to sort of bridge that gap, I'd be okay with Arrieta. I actually really liked Marco Estrada, and we talked about him a little earlier with the extension. There are some other guys that have opt-outs. Johnny Cueto's one, not real crazy about him. Masahiro Tanaka, maybe. I don't think there's any way they're in the running for you, Darvish. I think that's pie in the sky. In fact, I'd be willing to bet Darvish either re-signs with the Dodgers or goes back to Texas. I don't think any other team has a shot with Darvish other than those two teams.
No, you don't think any shot to New York?
No, I don't. I think he wants nothing to do with the Big Apple.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that as well. Yes.
I think if he's fine in Dallas or L.A., he wants nothing to do with the Big Apple. But, Tommy, going back to the point that you made before we went to break, so I've identified my starting outfield as Williams, Herrera, and Altair from left to right. My 4 and 5 are Roman Quinn and Cameron Perkins. I'll take 5 kids in the outfield. And I know a lot of people don't like Cameron Perkins defensively. I'll put him out there in the 9th inning every game if I have to. Like, the kid is the prototypical perfect right-hand bat, solid defense, can plug him into all three outfield positions. And I get that he's not a stud, but he's what this team needs.
But he doesn't need to be.
But
He's what this team needs. And if your fourth outfielder is Roman Quinn, switch hitter that can play all three outfield positions, I think you're in real good shape there.
Well, look at the year Kansas City Royals won the World Series, right? Who was their fourth outfielder?
Gerard Dyson.
Who reminds you a lot of Gerard Dyson?
Roman Quinn.
You know, it's
And
just a
it's
matter
good.
of just a matter of Roman can stay healthy.
Yeah, Greg, and guess what? If you're the fourth outfielder, less wear and tear.
Yeah.
Let's see if you can make it through 168 appearances.
Yeah.
Right? We're not talking about you appearing on the field. There's appearances in the clubhouse.
Right.
You know, dugout, good to have you.
Yeah.
You're here. You're available.
Yeah.
That'd be exciting.
So then, and then the obvious question then becomes, have you given up on Dylan Cousins? No, absolutely not. But I need to see him for another year at AAA because obviously the power numbers are there, but the average dropped 60 points from AA to AAA. It's tough.
Alarming.
It is alarming.
That's really alarming.
So if he can go back to AAA for another year and learn how to hit a breaking ball, learn how to hit left-handers, and get that batting average back up, he doesn't have to hit 280. With his kind of power, I'll take 250.
Yeah.
And see what he can do.
Right.
But has he moved from untouchable to willing to include him in a deal for the right, say, starting pitcher?
How about this deal?
Perhaps.
Mikey the Greek says Stanton needs to become a Philly, like we were talking about before. Stanton and Yelich.
So what's his deal?
Oh, Mike, what's your deal? What are you willing to give up?
What are you offering?
What are you offering? I mean, I got a package in my head, but we'll wait. We'll wait and see what his offer is.
I think Perkins. I think there was a reason why he was the first kid up. Once they started bringing him up because they knew they were going to bring him up, let him get his feet wet. But he is the perfect fourth or fifth outfield at the major league level.
Yep.
Well, he
can do a lot of things
what you're
well.
looking for.
Right.
Can't do anything great, but won't hurt you and doesn't need the everyday at bats.
Exactly, and you
Most
hit the
important
nail
thing.
on the head because what you said, he was the first kid up because they weren't ready to play a kid every day.
Right.
And you hit the nail right on the head. Now, the other thing you're going to love
great
is
comment.
back into my bullpen. I'm going Velasquez.
Oh,
We've been talking about it for 2 years.
2 years.
But basically, I'm going to him and I'm going to say,
Poor start.
I'm going to say, here's the deal. This is no longer up for debate. We're going into the season with you as the closer. And if you don't like it, you're going to find yourself as the long man because you haven't proven to us that you can be an effective starter.
Right.
And you know what? To that point,
Now, if you want to make $10 million a year, if you want to make $10 million a year, follow us with this idea and become a dominant closer.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I don't care if you like it or dislike it. It's your money. I mean that's my sit down.
Yeah.
That's your money. You don't want to.
What long men are getting $10 million?
Yeah, right. Yeah, one long man are getting $10 million, but I can tell you a lot of closers that are.
Yeah.
Real important in this
Yep.
game. Okay, and you pitch deeper into your career too.
Sure.
Right, and less wear and tear for a guy who we all see after one inning leaves it all out there and got nothing in two. It's the same thing. Mikey the Greek, the comment of the night. This show is a better listen than anything on WIP. And that's just real talk.
Cool.
The best in
Come
the
on.
business. Real talk. Bob, late man. Ooh. Bob Hartman. Doug didn't draft these guys back to the Eagles for 1 minute. Doug's play here is to win with the best players on the roster and on the field, and we all agree on that. So we'll see. Joe Douglas hopefully has a little more say. This coming and moving forward, continuing on because you, like Mike said earlier, he didn't say this, but to the point, Howie's always won the offseason.
Yeah.
But then players have never translated.
Yep.
Right? And we're seeing a lot of it again, and it's scary. So that's what we got there. Back to the Bills.
So I'm going Velasquez. So ideally, what I'm looking at in terms of a rotation, I want to go my Alex Cobb-ish guy. Call it right-handed free agent starter. My number 2 is
Clay Buchholz.
Left-handed free agents. Here's the thing, though. But your point is valid. But I think now, after seeing what these kids can do at this time of year, you got to shoot for that next level of free agent. Even if it's not going to be a long-term thing, you could sneak in as a wild card next year if you just get pitching because the offense is going to be there.
Yeah.
So I'm going my Alex Cobb and my Danny Duffy or Jason Vargas, whatever the case may be. I'm going to give
I'm okay with any of them, really.
I'm
fine.
I'm going to give
Don't bother me.
I'm going to give Eichhoff another shot to get to right the ship.
Yep.
Only because we've seen that when the kid's right, he's filthy.
He's right. And Sean Spielman said, Noah, Eichhoff,
so
future top rotation guys.
I'm going Nola and Eichhoff for my 3-4. And then basically coming into camp, I'm going to say, okay, here's the deal. Mark Leiter Jr., Tom Eshelman, Ben Lively, Zach Eflin, Jake Thompson. There you go. 5 of you. Pavetta, 6 of you. Figure it out.
Who wins? Competition
Who
breeds
wins?
what?
Figure it out.
Success.
I'm kind of dead on with you.
Some hunger.
I think there's 3 open spots on the rotation. I think Nola, Eichhoff have it. You're getting at least 1 or 2 free agents. You would think, or trade, whatever happens. And then whoever's left over in whatever happens, whether it's a trade for whoever, they're battling for that last spot. And I think you're dead on with the crew of 6. One of you 6 has to prove it.
And I would give it. And it wouldn't surprise me one bit if Leiter or Eshelman wins that, because they are the ones who never seem to have a problem with command.
Right.
Leiter has shown flashes, and actually more flashes than I thought we were going to get out of him this year. Eshelman, I've seen him throw twice in the minors, and one time he was almost untouchable. Second time he got hit around a little bit. But by all accounts, this kid is the next coming of Greg Maddux. Now, I understand Greg Maddux is a Hall of Famer, and that's big shoes to fill. But people who have seen him throw over and over and over again say he's 91 on the black and does not walk anyone.
Right.
So, would I like to come out, or would I like to open spring training and say Eshelman's got the inside track and Leiter might be 1A and the rest of these guys have to battle it out? Sure, I'd love to. And in a perfect world, Jake Thompson, who's got all the potential in the world, and Nick Pivetta, who's got all the potential in the world, get out of their own heads and make a battle of it.
Right.
I think Lively and Eflin are going to be those 2 guys that you have down at AAA that if you have a guy go on the DL or if you need a spot start or whatever and you bring them up, if they're throwing well, you give them another shot and you give them another shot. You give them another shot. But they would have to be just outright dominant in spring training to win a spot coming out of Florida.
Yep.
Does Tommy Joseph have a future on this team? Debatable. And he's a good guy. If he's got an option left, I would gladly send him to AAA and have him be the first baseman at Lehigh Valley. If they can afford to have him just as a backup first baseman who doesn't play any other position, I might be okay with that because I like the leadership. But, the whole thing that they've been preaching now for a year has been versatility. And you see Hoskins playing left field and first base. Crawford playing second, short, third. Galvis had a game in the outfield. The reason that they kept Knapp as the backup catcher was because he could play first base and a little outfield. The reason Stassi made the team out of camp last year was he could play first base and outfield. So the name of the game is versatility, and if Tommy Joseph can only play one position now, maybe he needs to go to the American League. Who knows?
Yeah.
I got no ill will towards the guy. It's just, I said this a couple weeks ago. Why are the Phillies anointing Tommy Joseph as the next coming when they got kids ready to just fill those roles?
Yeah. I just wish you still a catcher.
What about sweeps at this point?
The bat translates.
Trade some bats for an ace.
Well, that's where.
Perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, that's where kind of.
If you can trade Caesar, Tommy Joseph, Cameron Rupp, and then start working your way through the farm system and get an ace, I'm all about it. I'm absolutely all about it.
What if they don't want Caesar? What if they want Kingery?
Depends on the ace.
So you'll just throw. You're just ready to throw Caesar out.
No, I'm not ready to throw him out. It's got to be for the right deal. Right. But you saw it today. We know that Kingery can swing it. when Kingery gets a AAA Gold Glove, and now the comparison is Caesar and Scotty, who we know can both swing it, but now you're talking Gold Glove caliber defense from Scotty. As much as I love Caesar, and I love the versatility, I love everything he's done for this squad, I can't hold that kid down anymore. It's the same thing that what happened with Rhys Hoskins. Love Tommy Joseph. I think he's a great guy, and he came up last year in a real tough situation with Ryan Howard moving out the door, and he handled it with class and was still able to perform. But I'm not doing him any favors when I got Rhys Hoskins waiting to play 155 to 160 games at first base next year. It's just not happening.
How about this? How about Ammoniak and Hazley for an ace? And he said, and Sweep said, for an ace that is, bro. For an ace. You're going big dogs now.
I don't think I'd deal Hazley. But
He said-
I wouldn't hold him. You know what I mean? I think Hazley, to me, is has surpassed Moniak at the moment.
So you're looking, but I'm looking if I make that deal for an ace that is what age? 26 or under? 26 and under? Right? I mean, to make that deal, I gotta look for a guy 26 or under.
Just for shits and giggles, who's his ace that he's talking about?
No, I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying.
I asked him
because we could have like the Sonny Gray guy. Is he an ace? He would be an ace on our team.
But he's not an ace.
But is he that ace that you go trade half the farm system for? You know?
Yeah. So it has to be the right.
Another name I think he's going to come full circle.
Cole Hamels.
Cole Hamels.
I think he comes back as a free agent, though. I don't think you got to trade for him.
But that's another guy. Do you trade for an ace when you know you potentially have? And again, he's no longer an ace. But when you have this guy in your back pocket that you kind of maybe even already had some sort of back office talk with,
handshake deal.
Like, hey, in 2 or 3 years when we're back, when we need a guy to lead this team,
yeah, you're the guy.
You're the guy.
And I have no issue with that one at all.
But
I would love Hollywood back.
I would love it.
But if he comes back, he
gamer.
comes back as a 2.
Oh, no,
three.
there's no doubt.
That's fine.
Yeah,
and
there's no doubt.
that's what you're looking for. Because at the end of the day,
But it's this that he's coming back for. It's
Yeah.
that leadership.
Oh, yeah.
and it's to help the kids, and it's to help your true ace.
And-
Hopefully, that's Noah.
And that,
Actually-
you know what I mean?
and that changeup.
Great comment here, our old buddy Rick Merarkey. The Phillies will be the next Sixers in this town. Mark my words, lots of young talent, just a few pieces to go.
Yeah, I mean, you could ask around and say that, and
this
people
goes-
have been saying that for 2 years here.
This goes back a couple years. You know,
Bobby Harmon giving you love. Mike's on top of the young guys, on point too. Bob Harmon, hold that thought though, Greg. What about a veteran catcher, somebody that can help Alfaro defensively? I think another, move. I think Andrew Knapp's going to be your backup.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can do that.
The veteran with Alfaro happens in the offseason.
Yeah.
It
It doesn't happen in season.
Yeah.
That's why I was just saying that time from here to going, to spring training and in through spring training is really where that work's going to come in.
Go to the Molina complex.
Actually, what I was going to say, that the best thing the Phillies could do
There's a phone call.
for their catching situation is you hire Benji Molina to be your bullpen coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's bang done. You're hooked up.
Right.
Real quick, guys. Eagle, like we were talking about earlier, Eagles can't claim safety Trey Elston off of waivers from the Buffalo Bills. Rodney McLeod and Jalen Watkins nursing injuries, both unlikely.
Okay.
McLeod and Watkins both
yeah.
unlikely.
Yeah. Shootout.
There we go.
Well, speaking of the other side of it, okay, one Sean Spielman sticking it with 17-13 Giants, which I don't know where he gets off doing that or gets off puffing goddamn chest out of those first 2 week performances. I don't know where he gets off with any of it.
Should we make something with Sean of this game?
I said put it on the table. What do you want to bet?
I don't know.
Bet?
I don't know.
I'm telling him.
Yeah.
I'm telling him. But and then he's Sixers. He's Sixers, Flyers,
We can hang
and
a
Phillies
jersey
with
or
us.
something if they win. I don't know.
Robbie, can you get dialed up into the interwebs for a second there? Can you do if you could get all of MLB, that would be great. If you have to go American and then national, just get the ERA leaders for starting pitchers.
I'll get you that. I'll get you some Sierra numbers too. Let's go.
Bob Hartman.
ERA.
Yeah, because for me, that's how I base a guy. That's how I determine whether a guy's an ace or not. If you've got 200-plus innings and your ERA is under 3, you're an ace.
And I need ages.
Well,
I
but-
need ages.
but-
hold on.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I got 2.
Is Noah an ace in the making with Cole behind him, Bob Hartman? I think Noah's an ace in the making, period, in my eyes. Just because of the adjustment that I seen him make it from year 1 to year 2, and to listen, to take advice, to work on things, and come out and have the season he has, I think he's capable of being an ace because he's able to take change, right? To work on things that make you better. Where a lot of big leaguers will get stuck in their ways and say, I made it here this way. And especially a guy who was very as successful as he was at LSU.
Right.
So it's hard, but that's why I think he's an ace.
Individual.
Daniel Bakley, Rasul Douglas just needs to keep playing and get that need experience. No, we agree. We thought he played above his head a little bit in Kansas City. He played well for his first time out there. Charles Spielman, I already said, if Giants win, I get to be the 4th host Wednesday for a half hour. If lose, name it. Fair.
Yeah, all right. If lose, you come in here and you get to be the 4th host for a half hour in a Speedo.
I don't know if we would have given the people that. Though.
Yeah, I don't know if I need that. That's I don't know. That's tough. Eagles jersey.
Put on the Foles jersey.
Yep. Or Shady.
Or Shady.
Montana.
Or Shady.
All right, real quick. You got them dialed up?
Yes, sir.
Let's play a quick game. Ace or no ace? Go ahead. Rattle
Just
it.
read through some ERAs just randomly, or
just give us the player,
right?
And we'll just kind of toss it to you. And
Okay.
you get in on this too.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Let's start with the best, Clayton Kershaw.
Ace.
No, he's not an ace.
Clearly.
Phillies beat him last night. Come on.
All right.
Marcus Stroman.
Ace.
Ace.
Especially because he's so young, too.
Tommy. Yeah.
Ace.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Stroman, yeah.
All right.
I would make the deal for him.
Carlos Carrasco.
We already had him.
But not an ace.
No.
Not an ace. He's borderline. Not an ace. He's a solid 2.
I would. Stroman's the guy that I would target.
I would look at Stroman.
Stroman's the guy I'm targeting.
I don't think he's getting out of Toronto, but I'd absolutely
Things
target
will
him.
get him out of
You want
Toronto.
to talk about swag?
Oh yeah.
There's things in his farm system that will get him out of Toronto real quick.
Go ahead,
Real
Robbie.
quick. Save them some fuzzles real quick.
Big Irv.
Who? What?
Irvin Santana. Big Irv.
Yeah, but I'm not trading pups for him.
No, this year's a flash in the pan for him. He's not an ace. He's good. He's not an ace.
I agree.
Okay.
I don't think it's flash in the pan, but I agree he's not an ace.
No, the ridiculously low
The
ERA.
yes, the low
Yeah.
ERA, yes.
Klubot.
Oh,
No doubt.
Kluber, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even a question.
No doubt.
Yes. Zach Greinke.
Yes.
Yes.
Daniel Bakley says Mike Clevenger of the Indians.
I think.
I don't think he's an
Flash in the
ace
pan.
yet.
Yeah, I agree with Rob. I mean, he's potential, but
Not that I'm giving
Too
up pups for.
inconsistent.
yeah.
He's too
Yeah.
And
inconsistent
I'm
from
not
start
giving
to
up
start.
Moniak and Hazley. No.
But Stroman's the guy that I'll talk to you about Hazley in a deal, or Moniak, vice versa.
Agreed.
Especially more Moniak. I mean, I'll talk to you about that deal right now. Where do I sign up at? Where? Who's the next one?
The new property of the Houston Astros, Justin Verlander.
Yeah, no.
On the downside.
Yeah,
You get Kate Upton too.
Done.
no. Well, if she's laying in bed with me and my wife, and I'll trade Moniak and Hazley right now. Where do I drive them?
Peace.
Actually,
But on the right team, I think he is an ace. Is he in low? Is he a Verlander? You know, is he no doubt about it ace in all of MLB? No, but I think if he were to come to here, I think he would trump Nola.
Right, but for how many years?
Well, there you go.
Right.
I agree with you there.
Right. Robbie, before you go on, it's actually a great comment here. Lance Block, they will have a glut of infielders with little value, i.e. Tommy Joseph, Cesar Hernandez, Maikel Franco, and maybe even Galvis. Cesar has the most value, though, so take what you can get and make room for the kid next year. I do not want to see the King start the year in AAA like Hoskins did.
Well, he's going to.
I know, and it's because of the protection rules. They will have a lineup that can carry him if he struggles, which is a spot-on point. Also, this Crawford has shown major stones this year after the start he got off to. I say he deserves a shot next year also. 125% agree.
No argument there.
It's like he quoted me from a month ago.
Sean-
I'm in.
Sean Spielman. Men, watch this show. Me and Espeedo. This ain't 6'10".
Phenomenal.
I will have this to sing Eagles fight song every 5 minutes for 30 minutes in a Mike Mamula jersey.
Done.
In.
Done. Let's go.
Done.
Sweep says Chris Archer. There you go.
I'm in.
Done deal.
I had a feeling that's where
That
Sweeps was going.
my next two, no lie, was Chris Archer was one, and new free agent after this season, Darvish.
Archer for Pop.
I
would trade. You could sign Darvish.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, at that point, I don't think I have to.
Right, but we talked about that.
Yeah,
He's
I think I'm okay.
Darvish is either going back to L.A. or back to Dallas.
If I got Archer with Nola and I hope
my
what
goodness.
Eichhoff can be, I think I got a good start, a real good start to my three.
He's exciting. Exciting, but 3.96 ERA on the season. He's just sub 4. So
Yeah,
the money
I
there.
really
right,
like
but here's
Archer.
the thing.
Let me get one more thing out.
He's AL East. And I will knock almost 3/4 of an ERA point off.
Yeah, for being over there.
For a pitcher that goes from the AL East to any National League team. Go ahead.
Mikey the Greek. Hey, fellas, enjoyed the show. Got to hit the sack. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Mike.
Mike.
Love it,
Greek.
Mike.
Good stuff, brother.
Daniel Bakley. Crawford just needs to work on his defense. I don't know if that's necessarily an issue at all.
Where?
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you see the play he made the other night?
Yeah.
Woo!
I mean, if you're talking about, I don't know, even a shortstop, I've always thought from day one the one thing he could do pretty well was pick it. You know, I thought that was something that he could do everything really well. He never had an issue really defensively. I didn't think. Not that I saw.
Now, for me, Crawford just needs to learn how to hit left-handers.
And
That's
that
it.
comes. That
And
comes with time.
Yeah.
And that comes with time.
Yeah.
So I have no issue with J.P. Crawford. I love J.P. Crawford. It's about goddamn time. That's all. And you know, now we got a little bit of a nucleus that we always talk about, that this experience for a couple months would be so big going into the 2018 or whatever season it was, and we're finally getting it. So real quick, boys, 2018, what do you see as is hypothetically with the Phillies right now? What could they be? Could they make a run? Could they be that second wild card team in the NL?
Well, hold on. As is?
Well, I mean, what do you?
No, because they don't have the pitching.
Well, okay, yeah, okay. But I mean, Velasquez going to be your closer. And
By the way, Adam Morgan's turned into a very potent piece out of that bullpen.
Shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
I mean, I know you hate him,
I-
but he's unhittable out of the bullpen because he can throw 100 mile an hour for 1 inning.
No, and what it is honestly, I mean, you're spot on. If they
It's the same thing with Velasquez.
if they could use him as a 1 inning left-handed guy, and he could throw 98 to 100 as opposed to 92, 94 as a starter, I'm perfectly fine with him.
And that's what he's become.
But I mean, you and I went back and forth about this earlier in the season when I think I put it out on social media 3 times in the span of a week, where I said if I never ever see Adam Morgan in a Phillies uniform again, it would not faze me one bit. And I still feel that way, but I am willing to concede that either he pitched his way into a role or they pigeonholed him into a role, but now all of a sudden this role works for him.
His role's great for him. I absolutely think he's part of this team going forward.
He's not a starter.
He's not. There's no reason for him to be.
He's not
the starters.
But he's not a long man either, because your long man is just a guy who's not good enough to be your fifth starter.
Is Mark Leiter.
Yeah. Which I'd be perfectly fine with.
That's your long man.
I'd be perfectly fine with that.
yeah, waste arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, but I have no
But a
problem.
guy comes in and throws strikes.
But listen, you talk about Morgan being a left-handed guy out of your bullpen, but you talk about Velasquez being the back end of your bullpen, and add one, let's say, top 3 in a rotation type starter in the staff. Because we can't just say a name, like, you know what I mean? We got to say a guy who would come in and be in your top 3 or top 2 guaranteed.
Right, but here's where
to say any guy that would be in your top 2 of your rotation.
Right, but hypothetically, let's say they put Velasquez in that closer's role, and it just clicks, and he's money, which then moves Neris back to the 8th inning, which is where he belongs. And then if you can go Adam Morgan in the 7th inning / situational left-hander, now all of a sudden I'm having visions of J.C. Romero, Ryan Madsen, and Brad Lidge.
And you go gas, splitter, gas.
Yep.
Exactly.
Switch it up.
I think
Switch
that's
it up.
worked before.
And I think
Because that's the one thing that always annoyed me about the Phillies bullpen up until Wagner came and Lidge came. Where's our gun?
Yeah. Where's
our
bullets?
guy coming in
Where's
there
the
just mowing people down
Yeah.
like Chapman? You know what I mean? Like, we don't have those guys.
The hardest 3 outs of the game. Who's coming in throwing smoke?
We don't have those
Yeah.
guys. And now you're right. You do that in any format. Gas, split,
Gas.
That's ridiculous.
And Peter Albertson said, "Remember Ryan Madsen, who did it better after they put him in the bullpen. I mean, Madsen did it better after they put him in. Same thing for Morgan. Same thing for Velasquez. These guys can be successful because they can go out, leave it all out there for an inning like we talked about.
That's another guy I keep wanting to bring back.
And I think
Madsen.
Yeah.
I mean,
Luis Garcia has pitched his way onto this team next year, too.
It's about time.
I'm done with Edibry Ramos.
Yeah.
But Luis Garcia, you come on back, buddy.
Yeah, come on back. And I think a lot of me talking about, okay, can you have your sights set on maybe that second wild card, like at least the excitement, the hope. But as a lot of my thought behind that is like the excitement with the lineup. I mean, how excited are you with this lineup going into next year? Because that's where my excitement lies.
Oh, absolutely.
And Nola, my excitement lies with Nola in this lineup. And that's where I'm like, oh, if you just hammer,
well,
what I mean, if you're just a bunch of hammers,
if you go back to when it
could be real exciting in 2018.
This new regime took over. Everyone was talking years. Well, remember what the Red Sox did? The Red Sox got creative when they got stagnant and shipped everybody to L.A., got some fresh faces. They got creative.
Yep.
I thought the Phillies, if they just got creative in any form, whether it's bring the pups up, whether it's go get crazy on the trade market with the pups, this rebuild can get can get sped on a lot faster.
You can hit the gas on it real quick.
Depending on how crazy they get, it's so hard to put a prediction. I mean, if you go mid-level with the targets in the offseason, right? Get us a top end starter, solidify that bullpen, some pups. I could see us taking a run at that second wild card. But if we get crazy here, why not win the division?
Well, here's
read that one.
Here's the crazy.
Let's go. I'm in.
And maybe it's not so bad.
Read it.
This is from Sweeps.
Wait for it.
I already love it. Baseball guy.
No question.
Carlos Martinez and Steven Piscotty.
Done.
For Rhys Hoskins.
Done. You don't even tell me who it is. Done. You could have said anybody and it was done.
That's what I wrote to him. Wow.
You want to talk about a stud? He might not have been on Pove's list, but give me that guy right now.
That's Knuckle.
Give me that guy right now.
Yeah, that's Knuckle. Right? Like that.
Because I love Rhys, and I love what he's doing.
No question.
But,
I know.
But
you don't?
No, I'm.
But
you're thinking?
I know we're great. I know
can go
Greg's
find me a
going.
first baseman. I can go sign Eric Hosmer tomorrow.
You have one. You can keep Tommy Joseph.
Or I could keep
seventh.
him. You know what I mean? Like if we want to upgrade from Joseph, we can go sign Hosmer.
All right. Here's the thing.
Yes, Sweeps. I love it.
And I'm not saying I don't. There's cause for pause because of everything that Hoskins is doing right now. Because he came up, and granted, he's just absolutely torn it up. But step out of the present for a minute and just go back and look at the history through the minor leagues year over year over year. And he projects year over year, full season, 285 to 290, 30 homers, 110 RBIs. Gaudy numbers for sure. But would I be willing to part with that for an ace and a high-end outfielder? Oh, you're goddamn right.
Yeah. And you're right. I love what Hoskins has done. It's special, and you see it. Like I said, he's a special player to me. He's a real special player to me. But for that deal, I'm sorry, I'll drive him to the airport. I'll drive him all the way to Cincinnati.
Yep.
I mean, St. Louis. I'm all the way to St. Louis.
Absolutely.
Maybe stop in Cincinnati to grab something to eat, I guess.
Now, if I can back up the train on that, if I get them to throw Tommy Pham in the deal too, I'd be real happy about it.
Well, then you're adding somebody else, obviously.
Janoris Jenkins ain't playing?
Really?
I don't know. Carlton Banks. Janoris Jenkins for the Giants, 30 to 12 Eagles.
Giants corner set during the lines. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if he's.
So Eli Apple's getting eaten, pun intended.
Yep.
Yes.
And Janoris Jenkins is not playing?
Yeah, I don't know what his availability is as of right now.
Yeah, I didn't see anything.
I may have to up my prediction.
But he wasn't playing. I mean, he didn't play in the Lions game.
Right.
And I don't know what his deal is injury-wise yet. But that's where if they don't have Jenkins, they're in a lot of trouble.
Yes,
too.
definitely.
A lot of trouble. I mean, I think they're already in a ton of trouble. So, we'll see how it all plays out. We'll see if he plays or not. But no, I love that trade. I'll do it.
Definitely.
Where do I sign up? So I think that was fun. Sort of figuring out what direction will we go with.
And that trade right there, that takes me from touching that second wild card to now we might be in that division.
Yeah.
Sleep says, "Great show, boys. Mikey, relax on my boy Tommy Pham."
See, there you go, Sweeps. I got an eye for the talent. I want Tommy Pham, absolutely. But going back to your question maybe like 2-3 minutes ago, and you were talking about the lineup, I'm actually at a point with them right now where if I'm sitting at home watching a game and there's something that I'm flipping to between innings or historically when the quote-unquote bottom of the order would be up, I'm not doing that now because right now, 1 through 8, unless Franco is playing, 1 through 8, every single guy in that lineup is somebody I want to see hit.
Yeah. Oh, no question. It's must-watch TV.
I mean, if
these kids.
If they're running a lineup out there of Herrera, Galvis, Williams, Hoskins, Altair, Crawford, Alfaro, I mean, there's nobody in that stretch that I don't want to see hit.
Hitting season, boys.
So 1 through 8, even if they're not performing, you're holding my interest.
Right.
And you know how you win now at the big league level. You know what it is. I mean, you have to smash a baseball around the yard.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
It's
the NFL, but the MLB.
We just broke the highest season of home runs.
Yep.
We still got, 3 weeks left in the year?
Yeah. Alex Gordon.
Yeah.
Alex Gordon for the Royals last night. But it's funny because, like, the NFL became a passing league, more of a passing league, right? And the MLB became, more runs scored, more excitement. And both, they make sense because things, they change things around to make it work like that. So the way I look at it is I love it. And you can have smash teams now. And I think these are kids that can become a lineup that it just out-hits you.
Right.
We gotta have a little tip of the cap here to Ryan Brodo, obviously, host of The Fix here on A2D Radio. I'll tell you what, when the Phillies finally get good again, that's going to be one kick-ass show every Wednesday night. The Phillies talk you guys have is unmatched, and my ego has zero problem admitting that. Thank you very much, Mr. Brodo.
There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with admitting.
Appreciate
you can admit. That's a good thing, right? It's a good thing when we admit.
But I love the fact that he's a fan of the Phillies talk.
No. I mean, I think that's the excitement. I mean, he went out and got a Hoskins when he first came up.
Yeah.
And the excitement for the Pops.
He got on that train, and I'm all for it.
But guess what? That's the point, though. Yeah. That's the excitement that we beg to get back. I remember Ryan sent me the picture, like, got Hoskins. I'm like, freaking love it.
I love it.
You know what I mean? We're feeling back now.
Yeah.
We're rejuvenated. Like, I know the old adage, like, listen to the game on the beach, down the shore. But bigger than just down the shore, watching baseball through the summer.
Yeah.
And the Phillies. Not just baseball. We're all baseball junkies here, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's not about watching, Cardinals, Dodgers play. Like, I'll watch it. I'll watch Cardinals, Dodgers, but it makes it better watching Cardinals, Dodgers when the Phillies are good.
Yeah.
Makes sense? The taste is better in your mouth watching everything.
Made it better watching Cardinals, Dodgers when Vin Scully was still around.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, though. Just a random game.
I get your point.
Yeah, a random game's more exciting because your team's good and it's playing for something.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what feels good about the kids. You feel cleansed.
Right.
I'm cleansed again, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go, and I got puppies all through this lineup that flat out hit the cover off the goddamn baseball, and I got my ace in the making in Aaron Nola. And I'll stand by it because when I see adjustments like that over an off season, and I hear how he did it and used his legs more, fastball went up, all them things. Now I'm jacked for this guy. I'm jacked, and now starting to close the season off well.
He's had one clunker in his last 14 starts or something.
That's ace. That's aces in the making. but he had the pedigree. He's an LSU guy. It's always getting the arm hold up from LSU getting through their gauntlet. You know what I mean?
Especially with his funky delivery, too.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the true.
But here's the thing.
The LSU gauntlet's tough, too. Daddy, they're going to wear you out.
Right, but when you're the Friday night guy at LSU,
Look at every bit of that scholarship.
you are the Friday night guy at LSU. You damn well better be an ace.
If you ain't throwing 130, you man up. Man up. Because we might have to bring you back the next night, too, on a Saturday if we're in a tough pitch.
Maybe we'll wait till Sunday.
Well, no, you're throwing 7 Friday night, and then you're closing Sunday. It's just how it is. It's the SEC.
My lineup's a little different. I got Caesar still leading off.
All right.
I got Herrera.
Oh, you're putting lineups out. Okay.
I got Herrera in my 2 or 6 hole.
Okay. Yeah, and you have King. You have.
I have the second baseman batting second.
He is second baseman
because it's either going to be Hernandez or
okay.
Carey. And I'm fine either way.
Yeah. And I go Williams, Hoskins, or you can flip them.
Either or.
Because if you don't want to go lefty, then you flip them.
Yeah.
If the old adage is get your best hitter, you just got to figure out which one of those two is your best hitter.
See, I like where you're at there, but for me, what I'm doing is I'm keeping Hoskins in that 4 hole, and I'm going Williams and Altera at 3-5, and that could be where your flip is. But either way, your point is spot on.
Yeah.
You need that. You can't go lefty, and Hoskins needs protection.
Yeah, and either one's okay. Either one in the 3. For what you said's fine, too.
Yeah. So in my 6, again, I either have Herrera in the 2 or the 6.
Okay.
I really like think about Herrera in that 6 hole.
Remember what I said about that? I said it a couple weeks ago. That if Herrera is now dropped in your lineup, a hit capability, he's batting in a 6 hole for you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's problems for a lineup.
That means you got a damn good lineup.
Yeah, that means you're locked and loaded. Let's go.
If he's in the 2 hole,
either way, 2 hole, you're still good.
I have Alfaro there.
Okay.
I have Alfaro.
Yeah, Alfaro bat 2.
No, 6.
Oh, okay.
6.
Yeah,
if Herrera's in the 2 hole, I have Alfaro 6, Crawford 7, playing third base.
Okay.
Freddie Galvis 8, playing shortstop. I just have a feeling.
I'm good with that.
I have a feeling that Freddie Galvis is going to be the shortstop next year.
Yep.
Just because you cannot take him defensively out of shortstop
let me tell you something.
while he's here.
Let me tell you something. I think that's going to be for a little bit.
And
listen, my gut.
You don't have to tell me. We were on the phone talking about this.
My gut. This is, and I'm okay with this because it wasn't about Crawford having to come up and play shortstop. It was just about Crawford just being up, and whoever that was for.
And Freddie was the guy blocking his path.
Okay, but guess what? Something else opened up.
Dude, he can flat out play third base.
But Franco shows you how not to, and this kid, we talked about it. You only got to go an inch either way.
Yep.
Now them feet are going to be in great spots, and you're going to be quick, and that's what translates, which is amazing because now you don't have to go as far. And like you said, Mike, he's Gold Glove. You don't have to move him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's steady. It's steady. You know what you're getting every night, and you're going to have to pick it.
And here's the thing. And we heard Kruk talk about this on a broadcast. We heard Ben Davis talk about this on a broadcast. The most difficult play that Crawford was going to have to manage or master at third base was straight in, bare hand, sidearm / underhand throw. And he's done it now 3 times in the last week and throws BBs.
And Bob Hartman said that too. He said, Mike, that barehanded play. And it's true. He's flat out played great over there.
And you can't hit that fungo. Right? You and me both know.
Yeah.
When you try and hit that fungo, you mishit it every time.
Every time.
So the only way you get better at is doing it. In
a
game because that's the only way you're going to get that true action on that ball with that spin and everything.
Yep. And listen, that's a real good left side of your infield now. I mean, you can flat out pick it over there. And when you talk about, Mike, what would keep us from, maybe sneaking into a second wild card next year would be arms. Well, now if you can pick it in your left side, you're great up the middle. And not Alfaro yet, but in terms of Herrera and Hernandez, Galvis,
right.
You're solid up the middle, which equals success. Your outfielders can flat out move and go get it.
All three can play all three.
So maybe you can get away with, solid arms and sneak because you can flat out hit and you can pick it. So there could be some success in that.
So I'm going Maikel Franco, Tommy Joseph, Cesar Hernandez, Adam Hazley, and Mickey Moniak to the Marlins for Mike Stanton. Giancarlo Stanton, whatever the hell his name is. Take them all.
Oh, that's fine. And see you, Aaron. right?
Well, he just becomes your fourth outfielder
All right,
at
that's
that
fine.
point.
Yeah, I mean, I would do it. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't do it.
As you say, see ya, Aaron, it just pops on my phone. 3 home runs and 9 RBIs in the first 3 games of the series against the Dodgers.
Yeah, but that's what he does, though, when he comes back. Every
Yeah.
time. He comes back.
And then he's going to get hurt next week.
Yeah, he comes back, crushes it, and calls it a night. All right. Well, that's what we're going to do, too, in a second. But that's Bob Armour, that's fun as well. We need to start having our own magic numbers to clinch. Annoyed with playing teams, and they always have a magic number. Although a night like tonight where the Phils do their part and keep the Dodgers magic number at 2, that's fun as well. But I want Phillies magic numbers this time of year. That's what we're talking
That's
about.
correct.
The old adage, Bob, listening to the game on the beach somewhere down the shore, right? And the excitement level of it. And forget listen to it anywhere, watching it in the summertime. You know, I miss it. I miss it. I think it's back. I think it's back.
Less Larry Anderson next year.
Can I tell you guys a quick story?
He was saying that
Tell
too.
you guys a quick story. So couple weeks ago, I had the game up at Penn State, and as I'm coming home on Sirius XM, you get the home team's broadcast. So I go to the Nationals broadcast, and I'm listening to the Phillies Nationals game. And hearing these Nationals radio announcers talk about their series the following weekend against the Dodgers and how rare it was for a team from the Western Division to be coming east during September, and how they were going to have, an October baseball preview in Washington in the middle of September. I wanted to rip my damn steering wheel off and throw it out the window and wreck the goddamn car, because the Nationals don't deserve that shit. They don't. That entire city is nothing but fraud baseball fans. The organization sucks.
Terrible parking. Horrendous parking.
It is horrendous parking, but I'll give them credit. Nationals Park is a nice park.
Nice park. Horrendous parking.
You got to do
nice
it
park,
right.
horrendous parking.
You got to do it right. Don't drive all the way into D.C. Drive to
Take
right
the
outside
Metro.
Baltimore. Take the Metro. Walk 10 feet.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
All
That's
right,
how
Mr.
pros do
Milanovic.
it. That's how pros do
But
it.
yeah, the Nationals don't deserve it. I want that spot back. I want the spot.
It's coming.
You better.
Let's get crazy this all season.
Hey, the dough's here. Where'd the dough go? Dough just going in pockets. So, right? If you want to get
the
crazy,
dough's
get
here.
crazy.
Let's get
to Mike's point,
crazy.
saying taking an Arrieta for 2 years. Okay, overpay for him for 2 years if you want it. I don't love him. I think the Bullets are going to run at some point.
Oh, yeah, because the needles run out.
Yeah, but you understand what I'm saying now?
Yeah.
Like, that's going crazy. That's not going crazy, but that's saying, hey, we got money to spend. Screw it.
You know what?
Let's go waste it for 2 years on him.
Even if the Bullets are running out on Arrieta, signing a guy with that name shows me something.
Anything like that. And what's the position that needs to be filled on this roster? Well, it's only starting pitching and bullpen help.
And realistically,
who besides that trade? Yeah.
And realistically, not much bullpen help when you think about it.
No, not if he plays out the way we talked about.
Right.
All right, boys, we're getting off. We thank all our sponsors.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Well, first off, we got to thank all of you because you guys help
Yeah.
drive the show,
Great
make
job.
the show. We love you all. This is why it's for the fan, by the fan, no agenda radio, the best in the business, no notes. You know how it goes. You know how it all goes.
Hashtag it.
But
Well, when they can take a 2-hour show and make it go 2.5 with their comments,
we love
absolutely.
it. We love it. Daniel Bakley saying love the show. Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
Listen, like I said, you guys all make the show. Thank our sponsors, Stream Smart. StreamSmart.com. Use the A2D promo code. Get a little discount. Watch every sporting event, anywhere, anytime. Soap-Stash LLC.
If I had, I have to watch Golovkin Canelo bootleg.
Yeah. Soap-Stash LLC, the new soap standard.
Vinny.
Find them on the web, soapstash.com. BMW of Atlantic City. Scanzano Sports. But our Wednesday night sponsor, Gibson Mayer LLC, our certified public accountant. Make them yours. Find them on the web, gibsonmayer.com. For Tom Arnone, Michael Mataraki, Greg Mwakovic, Rob Perry on the ones and twos. This has been Tom.
Mike
AM.
in the PM.
A2DRadio.com.
Go
We
Birds!
out. Go Birds!
Go Birds.
28-17. We'll see you on the couch, people with my Memorial jersey on, you crump. Tom Arnone, Big Mikey Smalls, Tom, Mike, AM, in the PM, only on A2DRadio.com.